I thought you were gonna say bees.
Bees.
Okay, well, I'm gonna start dropping the link bombs now.
Very well.
Bless you.
Yeah.
My burrito was about 2 to 3/4 beans.
Huh.
It was delicious. Essentially, I had some leftover taco meat, and I mixed it in with refried beans to make taco filling.
Hmm.
Which, to be fair, probably really blew out of proportion my calorie intake for today, but oh well.
Sometimes you just gotta say screw it to calorie count and eat what your body says it needs or wants.
Well, I'm not actually keeping a calorie count, but I'm trying to, like, semi-monitor the amount of food I'm eating for the new year. Rather than just shoveling food constantly into my throat.
I find that making food really helps out with that.
Well, I made a burrito, and it was probably more calories than anything you could buy.
Yeah, that is the trouble. Sometimes your home cooking does end up being probably more fattening than the store stuff. But at least, it's fresh made food.
It's just tasty.
Yee.
It depends on what you toss in it.
Beans.
You have me, who just about everything I cook for myself, I figure out a way to work vegetables into it.
I had beans, romaine lettuce, because I love romaine lettuce. And in fact, whenever I don't actually use a taco shell, I use romaine lettuce leaves to actually be the shell of the taco. It's a really good way to eat it.
Never mind. I've got this really good Chinese chicken wrap that does that. Use lettuce leaves for the wrap.
Or use cabbage leaves, both work really well. Lettuce would probably be a little bit better because it's more flexible than cabbage.
It also has more of a plain flavor, so...
I like how cabbage tastes.
Well, just more that the flavor of the wrap doesn't compete with the contents of it.
Fair enough.
Okay.
But if you want, I could track down that wrap recipe.
I mean, I can make a recipe for something like that myself. The main issue is the fact that cooking in my household is complicated.
Yeah. I will just agree. Cooking in that house can be complicated.
Okay.
I'm out of booster toys now.
It mostly just stems from the fact that it always feels like if you want to make yourself something, you have to cook for the entire population of the house.
Fuck that.
And sometimes I just want to make myself a sandwich. I don't want to make everyone a sandwich. Get off my back, Dad!
I definitely understand. Where I stay over there with you guys sometimes, I get that feel whenever I just want scrambled eggs.
Yeah. Also the fact that I'm not allowed to cook fish. When I fucking love fish, and it's so much healthier for me than most any other red meats, and it also doesn't upset my stomach terribly.
Fish is delish.
I love baking salmon, but one of my parents can't stand the smell of it.
Make it when he's not in the house. I know that's next to never. Anyway.
Anyways, Jinx.
You can tell who the related ones are.
Yeah. Still though. Is everyone ready?
Yeah.
Alright, so first things first. Introduce yourselves down the line. Do it!
Andy, you this time.
Yeah, I know. Hi, I'm Andy. For once, I'm at the top.
She keeps moving herself.
Yeah. I play Keta.
Then it's you, Ahmed.
Hello, everybody. I'm Armored Hunter, and I play Dravince. Woo.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Danny Boop, and I play Morgan, who, after last session, has a heck a lot more respect for Brimstone, and she already had quite a lot of respect for the man.
Oh,
I am Failsy. I play myself.
you're not wrong.
Nah, as long as she's not. As long as
Including
she's not.
the insanity part.
Being the only one here who's known Failsy for a long time, yeah.
Yeah. I can believe it. I'm Myth. I'm back. I'm playing Brimstone. I can't
Yes.
wait to see. I can't wait to see how annoying Brimstone's gonna be.
Listen, I'm sorry, okay?
Are you though?
Yes.
Speaking of which, we're picking back up with Brimstone.
Oh. Okay.
So you had yourself an interesting night away from the various children you chaperone on a daily basis.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it was great. You killed some demons. You met some demons. You saved a lady. You laid a lady. It's not important.
Yeah. It was great.
But,
I didn't have to deal with Keta for a whole fucking day.
well, for a night.
I'll take it, voice in the sky.
You better. Anyways. So, it is the next morning, and after parting ways with Bliss, your employer, you've been through the strange doorways that lead in and out of her shop.
Yeah.
Bit of an odd sensation. Pretty much the moment you step through the doorway back into the Emerald Plateau, you just feel tired and you don't know why.
Oh, damn it.
It's like that youthful vigor you've been filled with the previous night has faded away, unfortunately. But the first thing you notice is that there's a bit of a hubbub with the guards. Specifically, the guards you know to be under redemption.
Alright.
Do you essentially just flag one down and stop them?
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright. Yep. You stop one, just one of the various orc guards that works with redemption.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. It's been a while, Brimstone.
Yeah, so what did they do?
That's what actually we're currently trying to figure out. Two of them just randomly appeared in Daniel's saloon. And then ran away saying something about Keta. And we've not gotten any word back.
Which ones?
The tiefling woman and the pretty boy.
Which tiefling woman?
The dark-skinned one.
Just
Dark-
1,000-yard
dark-
stare.
Dark skin, white hair. Didn't catch a
Yeah.
name.
Yeah, that's not the one I'm
Okay. But yeah, we've been trying to find them all morning, but we can't locate them with any sort of scribing spell.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Yeah, it's got redemption quite in a hubbub.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd imagine.
If you want to join the search party or to go search on your own, I can tell you the last place we saw them heading towards.
Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea. At least
All
have
right.
some idea where we're heading.
All right. They were last seen heading west out of town. They took a flyer from the wisp hunting mission, so I'm assuming they're out in the forest somewhere. But you know that this forest can be a bit weird when it comes to magic.
Yeah.
All right. So do you want to join us, or are you going to go search on your own?
If there's wisps out there, it's probably not a bad idea to at least have other people with me, just in case.
All right. We're getting the party together right now. We should be ready to head out in about 30 minutes. Tops an hour.
Alright.
Alright. So yeah, so at that point, he essentially gives you the location where everyone who's leaving in this current search party is going to be meeting up at, and he heads off to go continue getting ready himself. If there's anything you'd want to move around the town to buy with your newly acquired sum of gold, then you could do so.
Nothing offhand, at least.
Alright then.
Pretty well stocked.
Yeah. Fair enough. So if there's nothing you want to properly get accomplished before then, we're going to go ahead and jump over to the other side of this endeavor.
Okay.
Yee.
So yeah. For you all, it's been an interesting night. You're up until probably right around 3 to 4 in the morning. Or it's 4 in the morning. Before you headed back towards the clearing. What were you going to say?
We only got it in basically a short rest.
Well, you're getting to sleep for 4 to 5 hours, so you're not getting a full long rest, but you're avoiding exhaustion, more or less.
Yeah.
It's pretty much as the sun is properly rising over the plateau that you all are a little bit forced to come to, just being in this forest clearing and the sun getting in your eyes. It naturally is waking you up, even if you're still a little bit tired.
Cold.
5 more minutes, Mom.
Why are we still out in the woods? Oh, that's right. Hi.
My legs are sore.
Yeah.
Oh, right. That's right.
It's Chiffon.
You currently see Chiffon just sort of like laid out across a tree stump that was particularly large. And just idly snoring.
She's still asleep. Think I could maybe find some berries or something if you're hungry. If we're hungry.
You hear a small thump next to you.
Look next to me.
It's a basket full of wild berries.
Can I look up to where maybe the basket came from?
You look up and see a giant hand. That is more claws than it is a hand.
Oh. Can I look up further to see a face?
Yeah, you'd look up further to see a face. It's somewhat hard to describe it. It's weird because it's a face that is neither truly monstrous nor truly human.
Ridley in between.
Yeah. Like, the actual facial look like either a human or a tiefling, but just the proportions is what makes it look absurd. Especially when you look at the mouth that almost seems to split their head from ear to ear.
Keta's gonna ask, in Giant, are you the Guardian?
Just a very slow head nod.
How tall is she?
Currently she's crouching down and still probably right around 8 feet tall. Like she's squatting.
Are very tall.
The hand slowly lowers down and nudges the basket towards you.
Take the basket. Thank you.
Yep. And you all could see her at this point.
Immediate get up onto legs, stumble a bit, but kind of visibly nervous.
Just gonna set aside the basket and just kind of start getting a little bit of a closer look at the Guardian as she's crouched.
Yep.
Add mild curiosity, like not actually touching her, but like, ooh, ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can essentially see, like, from how she's crouching in front of you, almost essentially slab squatting in front of you in the best way I can describe it.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's not the British spy spot?
Well, the pictures and mugshots, guys.
I know.
I'm just saying.
I know, I'm just making a joke.
I know, I'm just describing for the audience so they also know, because I couldn't get this to upload into Roll20 for some stupid reason. Roll20 has been really stupid about letting me upload things here lately. First it was music, and now it's being dumb about pictures. Anyways. Yep. You actually look at her, and she's in what appears to essentially be what was at one point either a tarp or something. Like a tarp or a lot of various bags that have just been stitched together into clothing. Essentially just large enough to fit her.
Dress.
Yeah. You see behind her there is a long, sort of like half spade, half sickle-ended tail.
Ooh, cool.
And her feet they essentially, almost like a kangaroo's, but they end in 3 long extended claws, rather than normal toes.
As Ket is looking at her, she kind of idly kind of talks in Giant, saying that she always thought the Guardian would be like some sort of fae, but that was the thoughts of a 6-year-old girl locked in her house.
Yeah, you all just see as Keta is talking in this language none of you understand. Wait, does Failsy know Giant?
No, Felzy needs to cast a spell to understand everything.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, she's
Felzy
just
knows
speaking in this
dead
language. Yeah. Speaking in this incredibly aggressive sounding language coming out of this tiny voice. The cutest creature ever just speaking aggressively in German.
Yeah.
You just see that Guardian just like idly lolling its head from side to side listening. Not really seeming to have anything to add to the conversation, just listening.
We have wild berries, guys. The Guardian's very nice and brought us some.
Well, that was very nice of her.
Hold up the basket and kind of trot over with them.
Yeah. It's essentially a basket full of like various different wild berries and other wild fruits. A couple of roots as well. A few mushrooms. Not too much.
Oh, that's nice of her.
And there's no reason she wouldn't be nice to us. I mean, we're not hurting the forest, and we help put some wisps to rest.
Yeah, now that the basket has been delivered to you, you actually watch as the guardian, who you do know to be named Tutilla.
We're not gonna say it in front of her.
Yeah. Yeah, the guardian sort of like slowly starts to stand up, but it ends up just walking on all fours over to where Chiffon is sleeping, and just curls up around the stump that Chiffon is sleeping on.
Aww.
At which point, hearing that noise, Chiffon does wake up.
Make sure to at least leave some of the food off to the side for Chiffon.
Well, howdy, y'all. Glad to see y'all still here.
Morning. We fell asleep after we dealt with the wisps.
Well, fair enough. You were up rather late, I assume.
Yes. Ended up doing a wonderful performance for the Wisps, and they end up fading away.
Well, that's mighty kind of you.
Rangers start to bleed.
Excuse me, I need to do some morning stretches. Otherwise my legs will start cramping up.
Gotta get those calisthenics. Whatever they're called.
When you do dancing as much as some of the people I know and myself, always gotta make sure your muscles are limber.
Sounds about right.
Is that what you call fucking, Dervente?
Not every dancer likes to do that.
No, that's what we refer to as the horizontal tango.
Exactly. That is a wonderful dance on its own.
Dervente is an expert in that.
Or the diagonal waltz, but that's more advanced.
Or a vertical one if you got a wall against you.
No, that's the diagonal waltz.
You know what? I'm just gonna eat my berries and my mushroom.
That's the diagonal waltz.
What about the inverted tango?
Dravinci, enough!
Now you're just getting too fancy with it.
Enough.
Y'all's a hoot.
Chiffon, I was thinking that I could leave some of my music that I've written for you, at least. Sense of, like, it's hard to I know you can't see very well, but, like, I can at least show you some of the music that I play in, like, music form. I don't know. I'm very tired. I have not woken in a long time, except for when I almost drowned.
Okay.
Why are you bringing that up? There's no water here.
I mean, there is, but it's all safely contained in those reeds over there.
Oh god, I just realized something.
What that?
Only now?
Aren't we supposed to go, like, right back to the house after we finish wisp hunting?
I
Yes,
didn't
but
promise anything of the sort.
I'm sure if we explain just how tired everyone was after the fact and we found a safe place to camp for the night, that if all not forgiven, at least would be understood.
Okay, but also, wasn't there the whole fact that you ran through the town, alerting guards to get back to us?
Yeah, that did happen.
We should probably get going to the edge of the forest before you know. Forest is looking for me.
That'd probably be a good idea.
We should get moving.
Brimstone, your search party has gotten together at this point.
Alright.
Yeah. By the point that they've all woken up and actually gotten a chance to eat, the search party is fully gathered and ready to set out.
Okay.
Yeah, so You just start making your way westward out of town, just keeping an eye out for various travelers. Can you go ahead and make a survival roll with me with advantage? Because you are being aided.
Where's my check? 15.
15. Given the mad dash two of the companions made last night, it's fairly easy to find tracks leading after them.
Yeah.
So you start on your way towards your destination. And back to the campsite.
Oh. Well, it was lovely coming out into the forest and meeting you and your wife, Chiffon. I gotta go back to the city before I get yelled at a lot.
Now who's gonna yell at you in the city?
It's a long story.
In short, her father is very protective.
Just my father, but my mother.
Very curious sort.
And also, best way to describe it is if you've ever seen a rare flower and then you just did. That's what my parents are for me, because yeah.
Parents are weird.
You see Chiffon's face actually kind of sour at that.
Everything okay?
I'm supposing it might be, but at the same time sounds a little awfully overprotective if you were to ask me.
I agree. I advocated for against them for them to let her actually be out and explore the world.
Fun. Can you keep a secret?
Probably not, but it'll depend on who I'm talking to.
I mean, do you go into cities often?
Not too often.
And, well, seeing your wife and all. You might not be able to see me, but hearing it might at least make a little bit more of an explanation of why they're protective.
Keta, are you sure this is a good idea?
Are you talking about that sublucis thing you asked me if I was?
Yeah.
Yup.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
In essence, I was born because my grandfather and my aunt really helped my mother have the ability to conceive me. And I almost died in I could have died in the first 3 years of living.
I mean, technically you could die in any year of living.
I was a very sickly baby.
Oh.
And for the pure fact that I'm alive at 19 is a miracle in itself. But there are some people that want to kill me and drain me of all my blood.
Well, that don't sound very nice.
But they're not very nice.
Keta, you are the worst at keeping secrets.
Let's just say she's a literal one of a kind.
I mean, there's a lot of people in the world. There's no way you're one of a kind. No offense.
No, it's not that I'm one of a kind. It's just that I'm one of a kind in a long time.
They aren't trying to keep you against your will, though, are they?
Oh no. I've actually failsy. I was allowed to leave to go see my grandfather, and then our ship might have gotten attacked, and then we got stranded on an island, and then we left the island, and then we came back.
In short, a lot of things happened.
I can tell.
I have a scar from a crab that tried to eat me. No, I don't think crabs eat. I just think it tried to claw me in half.
No, it would have eaten you.
You could have been crab poop.
Anyway, Keta, we need to let's start heading back to town.
I know. Let me get the rock out of my boot. I don't know how it got in there.
Question, is the watch still acting funny around Totila?
Yeah, anytime you're around Totila, that watch is acting really bizarre. Like, the actual, compass face, which will sometimes... If you want it to point north, it will point north, but otherwise it's pointing in different directions. But when it's around Totila, it's spinning, which is really bizarre. Like, even if you try to make it point north, it could just keep spinning.
Well, if we want to get back to town, I can guide us, but we'll need to take a few steps away first.
What's wrong with you, doohickey?
Well, as Chiffon explained, that magic is very interesting around, and he just kind of nods towards Tilla.
Yep.
Isn't this meant to be a really powerful magic object?
You nod towards Totila. Her eyes are not closed right now. She's looking at all of you.
Hi.
She's still laying down, but her eyes are just open and she's looking at you guys.
It is, which is one of the reasons why that's why it's a bit strange to me.
Well, there are a couple of creatures around the world that make stuff like that happen.
Da Vinci just kind of mumbles something under his breath.
Totila kind of tilt her head to the side and ask in giant, "Are you a fae?"
I'm going to have to ask you to make a deception check, by the way, or a stealth check, by the way, Da Vinci.
17.
All right. What did you mumble? Because Chiffon heard you.
He just mumbled, Ventimess fragment of a god.
Alright. And now back to the other things being stated. Morrigan and Keta, you both said something.
I was just wanting to see if I could hear Da Vinci as well.
Alright, just make a perception check.
Keta asked to tell if she was
He set the DC, so with a 17 rolled, you do meet, and thus you hear.
Okay.
So you heard him say that as well. But Totila just sort of looks at you, Keta, and then just a slow rise and fall of the shoulders.
Keta explains that she's just merely curious because she's heard that fae sometimes act weird with magical items.
Again, there's just a slow rise and fall of the shoulders.
They'll match the gesture and then go, "So, are we ready to head out before I go get, before I have to have another conversation if I'm allowed to go adventuring again?"
Probably the sooner we get back to your parents' house, the better.
Yes.
Guessing that means y'all don't want to stick around for more than tea?
Fortunately not. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
And besides, I also have to make sure Lee's still okay.
I don't know who Lee is, but alright.
No when you see him. Big guy. 8 foot tall. I know it's not as tall as your wife, but still.
It's not a competition.
He's her boyfriend.
Ah.
And he's a bit under the weather right now.
Well, y'all better go check on him then.
Let's
And
go
you
give
over
it-
there. And Chiffon looks over at Filzy.
Yeah?
Why are you drawing my wife?
Because she's interesting.
The eyes narrow even though they're not open. Acceptable answer.
Also, I'm curious about this anti-magic thing that she's got going on. Wonder what else she will affect.
Yeah, pretty much anything that's magical.
As he rummages through her bag, looking for magic items. She doesn't have many.
Failsy.
We don't have time for this.
Come on, let's just hope that Brimstone's still away on his job.
Brimstone, they've been talking for about 15 minutes now, and you've probably made your way halfway to the point where you've found...
Where what?
You've been following their tracks this whole time, and you've probably made your way 50 minutes along that path, so... Actually, no, it wouldn't be halfway. You'd be like a quarter of the way along where they were running.
Okay.
Yeah, because Da Vinci and Morrigan were running real fast.
At least your venture was.
Are we all just kind of gather up and head back the way we came?
Yeah, pretty much, I would think.
Just gotta be close to the front of the group because, you know, if anybody's out looking, it's like, hey, I'm alive, don't worry.
You say that. As you all are getting ready to leave, Chiffon off to the side, Keta.
Pull who aside?
Pulls you off to the side.
Okay.
It's not a long exchange. She just takes her hand. You can feel her place something in it and curl your fingers up. If you ever feel trapped, don't feel afraid to call for me. Alright?
Alright. Can I hug you?
Sure. She
Okay,
just
so-
wraps her or they just wrap their arms around you.
So we'll give him a big hug. It was nice to meet you, Chiffon.
It's good to meet y'all too. I'm expecting to see you again if you're adventurers.
Maybe you'll meet
Chiffon.
my uncle next time.
Oh, Chiffon.
Yeah?
Might we take some of the tea leaves you're going to use with us? I'm
I
curious
don't
to
see-
what you try out here.
I don't see why not. Get a little bag of those ready for you.
Thank you very much.
It's less exclusively tea leaves and more like leaves from basically wild herb bushes and various berry bushes.
Still curious as to what kind of brew that she could rummage out in the forest.
But yeah.
Hey. Yeah.
You had it last night as well. It doesn't taste like normal tea. It doesn't.
Is it
Or at
done?
least it does not work the way you expect it to. Yep. But you had this tea last night. It's not unpleasant, but it's not exactly like the tea you're used to where it has either a bitter taste to it or it's like a very mild tea. This is almost like a fruit flavored. It's like a really mild fruit juice almost.
A herbal earthy tea.
Yeah, but it's fruity. It's not just earthy. Like, it's got some bitter notes, but it is strangely fruity.
As we're gonna be walking along, Keta's just gonna start playing on her guitar.
Right?
Monaghan's going to be trying to stay as close to Keta as possible for the sake of, I need to keep an eye on this child.
When she's gonna go run off again.
Avoid her murdering herself or being attacked by a drop panda.
It's drop bear, but okay.
I'll say what I'll say, and I mean what I mean.
Oh god. Okay.
All of a sudden, roll initiative. Attack with drop pandas.
Just a little red panda just drops out of the trees and just looks at you.
Deploy the pandas.
Pete, drop them. Go, go, go.
I come across the search party as we're walking.
Yeah, it's pretty much... Brimstone, you start hearing music playing from a very familiar instrument as you're heading...
Okay.
Yep. And it does not take too long for you and the other group of 3 guards that came with you to find the source.
Hey guys.
Yeah. The 3 guards heave a collective sigh of relief knowing that redemption isn't going to beat the f*** out of them.
Brimstone, you're back.
It's done.
Well, that didn't take terribly long.
Let's get back to the city so we can get chewed out by my dad.
Well, you're taking the return of Brimstone very well. You're bawling your eyes out last night.
You kids have fun with that.
Listen, I just woke up on the floor and I've been dealing with the impending fact I'm gonna get yelled at by my dad. My uncle. I'm just not looking forward to getting yelled at.
Brimstone, we're gonna go ahead and head back to tell them that everything's in the all clear.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
The other 3 guards jog away.
Waves. Bye. How was your date with Miss Bliss?
First part was a bit messy, but second part was entertaining, I suppose.
Ooh, you had sex twice.
If only you knew, Felzy.
Ooh, there's more. Go on.
So, did you see anything fun? No, I shouldn't ask that. I don't want to hear that. You know what? We can talk later.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got time on the way back.
So, Brimstone, do you want the long version of what happened last night or the short version?
What new friend did Keta make?
You might want to hear that from her herself.
Do you remember me telling you before about the Guardian of the Forest?
No.
Brimstone, make a history check. I know you already stated your answer, but... Because this is something you might actually know just from having been in this
13.
area. You have a vague recollection of that term, and it like being attached to some sort of like fairy tale entity.
Still says no.
Yeah, even if you knew exactly, no.
Brimstone, there's supposed to be a guardian in the forest that protects the forest from people that like want to, tear down the forest and burn everything. And they say that like they could fell an ironwood tree, and you know how big those things are.
You mean lumberjacks?
No.
So you made friends with the Guardian of the Forest.
Yes, she's very big.
after Failsy shot her.
Why am I not surprised?
I also got almost stabbed
To
by
be
a goblin.
fair, you would have shot her.
No.
Yes, and with bigger guns.
Anyway. We met the guardian in the forest, and then we met the guardian's wife. Partner. Their name is Chiffon. They're really cool. They play a banjo.
Brimstone, you have no idea what a banjo is.
Yeah, just narrows eyes. I don't know what that is, but that sounds suspicious.
It's just a stringed instrument.
And then Chiffon pointed us in the direction of some of the wisps, and we helped lay some wisps to rest. And then we ended up passing out in the clearing where Chiffon was. The reason why everyone's up in a hullabaloo is because somebody, looking back at Devinche, decided that he was going to try to poof us out of there without telling us what was going on. And I didn't want to go.
So, let me explain my side. One, we had encountered previously a goblin who Keta decided to walk up to this complete stranger. They then brandished a knife and she refused to actually leave, actively talking in strange languages that this goblin did not understand, making him more freaked out, and still refusing to leave as he was trying to get back up and holding a knife to her.
Was giant. It's not a weird language.
Brimstone's expression hasn't changed.
It does actually remind you of something, Brimstone. While they're essentially trying to get you guys get ready to leave, one of the big concerns that was that Keta and Co. might have been captured by what's essentially known as the Powder Gangers, which is a group of goblinoids that have been recently terrorizing the forest.
Nevertheless, Brimstone's expression doesn't change. That doesn't
just letting you know.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise Brimstone.
And then, also, Failsy was there with Keta and was brandishing. Decided that the best response was to brandish a gun.
The one time Brimstone looks at Failsy approvingly.
More just looks at Failsy, kind of just like, okay.
In my defense, I can understand most languages, and they thought Keta was a prostitute.
You're not wrong for wanting to protect her,
because
but also trying to light their tent on fire as we left.
Yes, because he was getting friends to go to partake in Keta's services.
Elsie!
That is literally what they were saying.
Okay, but I don't have the service.
They didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody's desperate enough, they don't really care.
Then, after we left, we encountered a red wisp, which, per Morrigan's experience, is frequently a bad thing, a very powerful creature that would likely kill us. So, Morrigan and I decided to hide. These two decided that standing out in the open was the best thing to do.
Listen, I already had it stopped from coming after us with music. Also,
after we hid.
So,
all me saying it was harmless.
Let's just cut to the quick here. Are you going to tell me anything that's going to surprise me?
Then, while it did not outright attack them,
went chasing after it.
Keta started shouting out to something in the forest. I didn't quite understand what she was saying, because she kept speaking in that language that none of us understand.
Well, yeah.
Point of clarification: when she used the message spell, you guys can't hear it.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I thought she was shouting out in Giant. Sorry.
No.
No, she was, but she also was the part I think you're going after was she was going. She's harmless. They told me she's harmless as she was running.
Then, after the Wisp moved on and left and started to leave, these two decided to chase after them. Morrigan stopped Keta for a moment. I went to stop Veilsy. And this thing, whatever this wisp was, had shown itself strong enough to completely obliterate a tree. And Veilsy decided to shoot it with magic. Then, immediately after Veilsy shot it with magic, Keta started running towards it. Here I'm thinking that this...
Dravinci, can we speed things up a little, please?
We were almost
Basically, I thought that we were all in danger, and I tried to get all of us out. These two refused to leave, which I didn't even realize that was a part of the spell. But I teleported us. Morgan and I realized that they weren't with us, so we had to run all the way back out here.
That's the long of it.
So what you're telling me is that Keta was being Keta and Failsy was being Failsy, and nothing was surprising. Okay.
Pretty much, yes. And Brimstone, I owe you a drink.
What's Brimstone's passive perception?
11.
Alright. What's everyone's passive perception, by the way?
12.
14! I have the highest.
Yeah, Keta does. She's a
11.
Mine is 12.
Alright, none of you notice anything.
That was just book smart, not street smart.
And Dravinci was too busy telling the story.
And Brimstone's probably half deaf.
Yeah, that's the long of it. But we do have the cores to turn in. A long time. Dravinci and Morgan danced for a long time.
It seemed to actually pacify the spirits within the wisp, so...
Huh. Neat.
Now we have coin to pick up. Yay. Are we almost back at town?
You've been walking for a while. Oddly enough, you've been fairly unaccosted the entire way back towards town. Like, there hasn't even really been any animal chatter on the entire way back. But yeah, you are able to see in the distance now the plateau that is the Emerald Plateau.
And now that you know everything that happened last night, here we are back for all of us to be yelled at.
Well, you're still quite a few minutes away. You can just see the big rock in the distance.
Anything interesting happen with you?
Killed some hell wasps.
Well,
Somewhat.
I don't know what that is.
A wasp. Make it big. Make it legs and people.
But just a wasp, but big and scary.
Yeah, with like sword legs.
That sounds cool.
No.
You could actually use your minor illusion to be able to create them.
Yeah, just snap create.
He shows you this terrifying, grotesque creature that just vaguely resembles a wasp in form, but otherwise looks to be made out of... looks to have a purple chitinous hide and be filled with molten lava.
Would have cried if I saw that in person.
Again, ew.
Yeah, they killed a kid. Fucked.
Well, hopefully you killed him right back for that, little bastards.
They almost got a pregnant woman too, but we managed to get her out in time, although she wasn't doing very good.
Did you have to deliver a baby?
No, she wasn't that close, but she was pretty wounded.
Yeah, the last thing you remember is dropping her off at a temple.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
I mean, did Brimstone put down the stuff he acquired?
I mean, the javelin's probably on his back.
Yeah.
But
So they can probably see a few of the items you have now.
Yeah.
What about you and Miss Bliss?
What about it?
Come on.
No,
You're
yeah,
not
no,
that
no.
dense.
I mean,
The
apparently
gentleman
she's
doesn't kiss and tell.
Not that dense, Brimstone.
Yeah, gentleman.
I never said I was a gentleman.
I'll let you paint me a better light than I am. I'm sure I'll take it.
Did you two talk about things? Because you know she's I. Do you not see the way she looks at you?
Yeah, apparently she knows my dad.
Dad?
Huh.
But
As in former slave.
Ugh.
Yeah.
so you can agree on something you both hate.
Yeah, I can't say I'm surprised. But apparently I don't have any other siblings, for better or worse.
That's good. You don't
Or
have
bad.
to. I mean,
At least as far as he spoke of, but apparently he kidnapped her for making magic items, and for helping her out I got a couple. Speaking of which.
is that where you got the javelin from?
Yeah, but I got something else. Pulled the fuck out of his bag, just puts it on Keta.
What is it?
What was it you just pulled out?
The cloak of protection. I decided to just take that.
Alright then. Yeah.
Because it was practical. Yeah, just cloak of protection, Keta. Apparently it's supposed to make you more resilient or something.
Yeah.
I forget.
Essentially what he pulls out is this almost sort of silver lined cloak. The outside of it just has a fairly plain red pattern on it. Sort of like not quite checkerboard, but almost kind of like a cross stitch pattern of red and orange on it. Whereas the lining itself is of a silver cloak.
I assume it's not reversible.
It could be reversible.
Very nice.
I mean, it's a cloak. You tie it on one way, and then if you flip it inside out, it ties on the other way.
Just gonna tie it so it's the silver side out. And very cool.
And it's not terribly large either. It's almost like a shoulder cloak. Like it's not a full body one.
So, are you gonna have a date with her sometime soon before we leave the Animal Plateau? Do I have to start, playing my aunt here?
I love the deafening silence.
You start trying to act like your aunt, I'm going to tell your mother.
I want to beat this out now.
No,
Halsey probably love her.
yeah.
Alright.
Probably.
At this point, you guys are to the base of the plateau.
Is Dad waiting there?
Yeah. Mom and Dad are.
Hi!
Yeah.
Well, it's as far as you can tell at a glance, it's just your dad, but you see someone else there wearing a robe with the hood pulled up, and you know that's your mom.
She can just feel the power.
You feel the mom glare.
It's just like, oh god. I'm in for it now. I'm in for it now.
Before you start yelling at her, since I was the one who's supposed to be watching her, I do take responsibility for some of what happened.
That's all well and good, but that doesn't change the fact that it happened, and we know exactly who probably caused it. Redemption just sighs.
I had a reason.
Yeah. I feel like Redemption and Brimstone share the love. People who've had to deal with Kenta's shit for so long. Just
Had
I
a
will
reason.
say, it wasn't just her fault.
What? But it was mainly my fault.
No, I would put actually more blame on Failsy. I reacted as I did because she shot the thing.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Are any of you hurt?
Oh, Dad.
Alright.
Legs are sore, but otherwise fine.
Well, you apparently sprinted out of here, so I can't blame you for that.
At wisp cores, though.
What?
Wisps. You know? The wisps.
Oh, you got wisp cores, is what you said.
Of course.
I heard it's out of that corner.
I heard we got cores though, and my brain immediately filled it in with Coors Bud Light. Like we're gonna hand him a 6-pack of beer. I was just like,
Well,
he's
you
your
have to say
father,
that
but you
like
can't
a
appease him that way.
Kenta's gonna pull out one of the cores that they picked up.
All right. Yeah, this essentially little blue marble. All right.
You did what we set out to do. Technically.
All right then. I want to be more mad at you, but I'm just gonna say, and his head gets pulled down by the woman you know to be your mother in the cloak. You just hear her say, you don't hear the words, but feel the words that are being said into his ear.
Brimstone's just in the back.
She's like, I'm gonna walk away now.
Yeah. Brimstone's just like, this one's not directed at me. They knew where I was.
Yep. Then he eventually gets his ear let go and he just sighs again, just like, we'll have to have a conversation about this later, but for now, come on back inside.
Oh, like, how grounded am I?
That's what the conversation's for.
And he starts making his way back up the plateau spiral.
Just gonna jog to catch up with her parents and just kind of go over exactly what kind of happened and just kind of saying, like, yeah, no, I actually did meet the Forest Guardian.
Okay.
Make a persuasion check and we'll see if they believe you.
Morrigan would be, like, confirming her story.
Okay. So make persuasion check.
18.
Alright then. They believe at least that you saw something that you believe to be the Forest Guardian.
Guys, she was like 15 feet tall.
Alright. There's a lot of big things in that forest, Keta.
Name was Tutilla.
Okay. That's good to know.
Keta, worst secret keeper ever.
Literally told explicitly, don't tell her name to anyone because it's really important for no one else to know.
Keta,
Immediately tells.
Keta, you guys can't trust her with anything. Why do you trust her with anything?
Other people tell you things.
Keta's own secret. To keep her safe, she must not tell anyone that she's a sublutionist. Tells everyone she's a sublutionist.
Casually mentions it in every conversation.
Um,
Yeah.
I gotta go do my thing now.
uh,
It
I
stays
got-
running.
Yeah.
He's got to
Have
go
to
pick
leave.
up his brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He posted in the chat earlier.
I don't look at the chat, guys.
This was
This,
before the
was
chat.
this
before
is
game.
before game.
Did he?
Yeah.
I still don't look at the chat.
It got drowned out by puppies.
That's the last thing I remember seeing in the chat is dogs.
Okay,
It
well,
was just
yeah,
before
I gotta
Okay.
go. Yeah, I gotta go.
Do we want to just take at least take a bio break while he's
Yeah,
doing
we're already
that?
about now. We're a little bit under an hour and a half in. We can go ahead and take a break.
All right. So everybody but Myth should be back in 10 to 15, and who knows, Myth might be back super quick. Depends on, I guess, traffic and the like.
I'll still be here, so if he gets back before his break is over, I'll tell him to go ahead and take his break. If he
Okay.
hasn't.
All right. Everybody go get drink, go use bathroom, go grab snack. Just stretch your legs if that's all you need to do.
Feast upon delicious porcine divines.
So bacon.
Yes.
All right, but yeah, 5 to 10 everybody.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces.
Just now got a cloak of protection. Fun.
Yeah, you have to attune to it though. So you have it on, but you don't have the benefits yet.
Just put it in my sheet for reference because if I don't, I'm gonna forget about it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, they let you choose your Pokemon in Pokemon Rescue Dungeon now.
Yeah, I noticed that. They apparently announced a new Pokemon Rescue Dungeon.
Yeah, someone's got a screenshot of. You can actually pick which one you want to be now instead of doing like a test at the beginning.
Oh, that's cool. I remember the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games being really fun, so I'm glad to hear there's more of them coming out. I also remember another Pokemon spin-off that probably not a lot of people remember.
I remember Rescue Ranger.
Yeah, you remember it as well.
I remember seeing it. I never played it.
It was really fun.
I think there was a gimmick where you can't capture Pokemon, but you can enlist Pokemon to help you for a short
Essentially,
amount of time.
you don't catch Pokemon. You essentially just temporarily befriend them by using your capture top. Because Pokemon Rangers don't believe in capturing Pokemon, they just believe in aiding and working with Pokemon. They're the actual Pokemon PETA, but they're good about it.
Well, that said, I don't think Nintendo has the balls to have actual PETA in their game.
I mean, that's...
That'd be literally worse than Red Rocket. Like Team Rocket.
Yeah. I mean, at the same time, I feel like they've had Pokemon groups that are implied to be a PETA-esque thing. Like, I think Team Flare was kind of like that, where they were all about, like, Pokemon are the more important thing in the world, and, like, they have to be protected no matter what, and stuff like that.
I'm referring to like if they actually tried to emulate PETA's actual behavior, not instead of
Oh, yeah, definitely, that would be kind of weird.
the not morals, the philosophy of animal rights activism.
Yeah.
But like the actual some of the horrific things that they've got in the news, like I think they nailed someone's cat to their door after euthanizing it.
Yeah, just generally terrible things. Just a Pikachu nailed to a door, nailed to a cross.
This Pikachu has whited out too many times. Now own up to your shame.
Yep. It would be weird. Andy, to answer your question, you'd probably be able to find someone.
Oh.
I feel like you asked me that before, and there's probably someone that can do it. You just don't know anyone.
You didn't answer me when I asked you last time, and that was like in November.
Yeah.
I think I missed the question.
Damn it.
Those burrowing spiders are adorable, but I also hate them because I don't like spiders very much. Looking at it in a video, perfectly fine. If I saw it in real life, sledgehammer.
I return to hear you saying sledgehammer.
Armored posted a gif of one of those burrowing spiders.
Oh yeah, those little boogers.
Yeah. It's a situation where seeing it in the video, adorable. It's fine. Saw it in real life, sledgehammer.
Well, I think you'd be able to do okay with it at a zoo for seeing in real life because, you know, there's a pane of glass between you and the spider.
Well, at that point, I'm basically watching a show.
It's just a live broadcast at that point.
Yeah, a live broadcast in the truest sense of the word. But seeing it in real life in terms of having to deal with it directly, sledgehammer.
Don't go to Australia then.
I would have to have a lot of sledgehammers.
My new favorite thing of people telling me to be safe is like, I can't. I live in Australia.
Be safe. My country is designed to kill. Oh.
Then send them a welcome to Australia meme.
It's Australia, the country that is designed to kill you.
A good topical one is just a good topical.
Made of criminals and fire.
Speaking of fire, a good topical one I like to send now is welcome to Australia. Our tornadoes are made of fire.
It's sad but true.
Wait, aren't because you're in the southern hemisphere they're called cyclones, not tornadoes?
Not sure. Actually, I'm not too sure. Just that there's some pictures I've seen where it's just a pillar of fire.
Like I'm sure that's a matter of
cylinder.
I'm sure the tornadoes versus cyclones thing is probably more a matter of vernacular.
Fair enough. Because I know that in The Wizard of Oz, the tornado was called a cyclone, but that takes place in the northern hemisphere because Kansas.
I think tornadoes and cyclones are more related to water. Like a cyclone comes off the water and a tornado is on land.
Well, it's more of a matter of hurricane versus tornado.
It's like how a hurricane can get downgraded to a tropical storm, a tornado can easily upgrade from or downgrade to a severe thunderstorm.
Yeah. Speaking of Kansas, I found out something stupid.
What's that?
So you know Arkansas, right? You know how some people like to jokingly refer to as Arkansas?
Yeah.
If you apparently say that in Arkansas, like in a serious way, it's considered a misdemeanor felony.
Oh
The
my
fuck?
You can be arrested for doing that. Arrested and fined for doing that.
Note to self, no memeing in Arkansas.
No one specific meme in Arkansas.
I thought America didn't have hate speech laws.
If it's about things that are actually hate speech, no. But if it's about things that people get unnecessarily offended about, of course.
America's a very weird country.
Welcome to the
Often-
country that was designed and made by white guys.
Pennsylvania is often jokingly called Pennsyltucky.
Why does the house
Like-
smell like garlic? Continue.
Nobody gets like so pressed over it that they, get arrested for it. It's
I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go see what that smell is.
Well, considering he said it smelled like garlic, perhaps somebody's just cooking with garlic.
I have apple smoked cheddar.
Lucky!
Correction. Aged apple smoked cheddar.
Why?
Because I wanted some. And I had some.
Fair. Cheese is so good, though. Like there's that meme that how do you catch a white person, offer them cheese. I totally fall into that stereotype because I fucking love cheese.
There's a specialty cheese shop that's just like a 10-minute trip from my workplace. And that's where I can go to get so many different kinds of cheese. Like, I saw this one that I was really tempted to get, but didn't get it at the time because it was like $15 for a small piece of cheese. But it was maple smoke.
Like maple wood?
Maple wood with the syrup in it, I'm guessing.
That
Maple
sounds good,
cheddar.
but yeah, that sounds good, but like weirdly enough, that sounds like it would be a dessert cheese.
Which is still just a great kind of cheese to snack on.
No argument here.
But yeah, it was some really high price for the amount of cheese you get. So I didn't get it the last time I was there. Maybe after I get paid, I might go and grab some.
Yeah.
Oh, this stuff is so good.
Well, that frog's gonna eat good. Failsy posted in the meme channel a frog eating a snake. For if the audience listening either right now or later is wondering why I say that.
And then here you have the inverse.
I'm not watching that, not just because, stream right now, but also because I don't want to see that.
In Australia's, snake doesn't eat spider. Spider eats snake. Also, I'd like to point out
Australia
that
is just basically the island where everything decided that they wanted to be on the top of the food chain, so they just fought each other until the point where everything is deadly.
I would like to point out that the frog is not poisonous. That frog is a green tree frog. It's basically a pet level frog.
I return.
They're back.
We're just talking about animals eating other animals.
Ah, yes, the natural order of things.
Except in Australia, it's like, bugger it, nature forgot, and now everything's eating everything that shouldn't eat it.
And also, unfortunately, Australia does have some of the worst invasive species in the world, like the cane toad.
And rabbits.
Yeah, the rabbits.
Behold, rabbits. They can breed in basically every climate, and they eat everything. Is everyone back?
Yeah, except for...
Yeah, except for Myth.
Oh, okay. So we're for waiting on Myth. Alright.
That one, no. I would say kill with fire, but we are finding out that there is such a thing as too much fire.
Yeah. I see that one picture of the We Will Be Your Guide, and I just can't help think of Aragog's children from Harry Potter.
I hate everything about what you presented to us, Filzy.
That is a fuse box, by the way.
It's about to be a can of hairspray and a lighter.
This one, you'll hate this one.
Filzy, I do actually have tryptophobia. Be careful about this. Oh, I hate it.
That's a good representation size.
You know what? If I saw that and it legit just needed to use the loo, I'd be like, hey dude, just wash your hands and we're good to go.
I have 8 hands. It will take a while.
Flush and wash your hands after you're done, and I don't care what you are. So just from at this local game shop I like to go to, they have a sign up on their 2 different public restrooms that it had the stereotypical male symbol, the stereotypical female symbol, the now stereotypical non-binary symbol, which is half male, half female. And then there's a Sasquatch and a classic gray alien on it. And then underneath it says, whatever, just wash your hands when you're done.
Nice.
I'm like, this is a game store that specializes in D&D. They missed an opportunity to put an Ithilid on there.
It was probably just what they could find.
Fair enough. I mean, Sasquatch works because, I mean, that could kind of count as a bugbear almost.
Either a bugbear or a froburg.
Yee.
Depending on how hairy you like your furbolgs.
Fuzzy
Looks at
Wuzzy.
Andy.
Listen, hey, don't call me out like this.
I'll call you out exactly like this woman.
I'm excited for Saturday though because I get to play Thorn in a Taldari-esque setting.
Ooh.
A level 12 barbarian.
Nice. I think Myth is back.
Have you returned?
No.
God. He's undead.
I mean, I thought
I
thought we already knew that.
No, we've been waiting for you, and I've just been having cheese.
No, I know.
And making me jealous.
Well, no, I just got back, but Andy said I'm undead. I thought we already all knew that.
I had many assumptions, but could never confirm or deny.
Please. I've always been dead inside.
Alright. Myth, if you need to, go ahead and take a break to use the bathroom and everything.
Yeah, actually, I need to use that.
Also, now I've really wrecked my diet for today.
What did you do?
The parents returned and they brought me home a steak and shake burger.
Oh, God.
And you know that's immediately going in my stomach.
Yeah.
At least they remember the fact that I can't eat tomatoes.
This is good that they remembered.
My mom also could not drink any more of the milkshake she had, so she gave it to me. And it's a Hershey's hot chocolate milkshake.
Oof. Those are so good, but they're so rich.
Down in actual Hershey, Pennsylvania, they make some beautifully rich and just awful for you milkshakes. I know because I had to go there once for competitions, and they have an actual restaurant in the main hotel, and they had really good wings, but I ordered a milkshake, and I got through about a good 3/4 of it before I'm like, I'm done. Mind you, I'm also lactose intolerant and I'm an idiot. Just me in a very nice outfit and heels I've been wearing for about 5 days straight. No, because I'm done. Give me a second. It had a cafe right next to the restaurant.
That reminds me of Chicago, and there was a coffee place that made Godiva coffees.
Ooh.
When I had to go down to Tennessee, I had a Starbucks in my lobby, which was eh.
Starbucks is good on occasion, typically only when they have good specialty drinks out there at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like the basic as it makes me sound, the pumpkin spice latte. That I love that thing.
So,
Myth, you have seen pictures of me. You know I am very white, and I am
No,
female.
I'm aware, but so.
I think we're all back.
Alright. So, on the notion of everyone returning, we return back to the D&D! Alright. So you all make your way up the spiral leading up the plateau. Continuously now wondering why they don't build a more efficient way to get up and down this place.
Brimstone revisiting this concept for the most recent in many thoughts walking up this thing.
Yep.
Really, an elevator would go a long way here.
An elevator.
That thing that we were in the temple and don't. No, never mind.
I don't know if that would work.
Honestly, we've never even really considered building another way to get up to the plateau.
Has Lee left my room at all?
Not that I remember. He was still asleep whenever we left. I was gonna tell him that you were missing, but I couldn't get him to wake up.
Is he still breathing at least?
Of course he... Keta,
Okay,
I'm a paladin.
okay, I'm a bard.
If he wasn't breathing, I would have noticed.
Yeah.
Whatever is making him sick makes me worried, and I think he needs to go back to the ocean.
Kind of hurt to miss.
That what she's saying is
I heard what she's saying.
that boy has not left the ocean since he was
He was born on it, I remember. You were all talking about it whenever you were telling me all of your stories.
And I worried that he's gotten seasick, but like land sick.
Hmm.
Yeah, we wonder if his connection to the ocean runs a bit deeper than others.
And Melway thinks that it might be because he's not taking in enough mana instead of it being mana burn.
What, like he's some kind of fish person?
I can say decent confidence that he does not have gills.
Yet.
It's more like some mages have attuned themselves to an element, to the ways of the elemental ways of the world. If someone is stripped from their element, they can suffer adverse effects.
Maybe.
I'd like to at least go see him.
Well, that's where we're going.
See, all this magic shit makes me glad I just... No.
He gives you a look of just like, I understand.
See,
He's a paladin. He's a paladin, but he still is not a huge fan of magic.
Yeah, his magic is the power of believe.
Keta's gonna kind of just
Divine
stick,
magic's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Keta's gonna stick closer towards her mother because of, even though she knows that the guardian was like harmless, the still kind of initial fear of I'm gonna die being encountered by a red wisp and like something that close to her is still kind of lingering in her mind after everything with Game Master.
Yeah, it literally happened the next day.
Just
What you don't realize when not a lot of time passes in between sessions. Trauma.
Yeah, a lot of stuff happens really quick. Keta is a small bat.
yeah, she has her cloak, the cloak hood up now.
I mean, does it even have a hood, or is it just...
I thought it did have a hood.
No, it's like a shoulder cape type situation.
Oh, so it's more like a shawl then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just called a cloak.
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't Keta have her raincoat?
Most likely.
There you go. Got her little ducky raincoat.
The power of cute compels you.
Yeah.
Alright.
Again,
Either way.
how grounded am I?
We've already made the decision not to stop you from leaving.
Yeah, but like I can still get in trouble.
You are going to be in trouble. So when adventure thing is over, you're going to be very grounded.
Brimstone in the back, just whisper, "My God."
So basically, after I'm done with the thing that we're going to do, I have to come straight back here.
If possible.
Well,
If I don't, come back in a body bag.
Don't do that.
You're not helping your
Oh.
case.
we were planning to come back here before potentially making our way over to Tesverel. Or, as you were discussing, Keta, wanting to go to Cranum. I still don't think it's a good idea, but you do. Or really want to do that.
I mean, how much time do we have?
But,
Let me get the calendar.
we still have a few weeks if only like a day has passed.
True, but I figure you guys would like to know the exact amount of time you have.
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah, I think we still have like a month.
Yeah, we have a few. Like, you have the spare time.
I know we have to do the thing in Fall Harbor, however you pronounce
Fellhaven.
it. Fellhaven. Thank you. Sorry, brain is meh.
It's been a while since we've actually even said the word.
Yeah, but we have to do that before Morrigan's birthday, which is the day of Mortia.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a month before Mortia.
It's around there. It's before her birthday, regardless.
Mortia is, if I remember rightly, the mid-autumn month. Whereas your deadline is in the early autumn month.
Oh, okay.
But currently you have you have 6.5 weeks
And
before the event that Morrigan saw in her vision is supposed to happen.
so, and then the apple we have cuts down the
Well, it cuts down the travel time to a day. if that. Like,
Yeah.
we want to go there, we're there.
Mhm.
Otherwise, we wouldn't have spent all this time here. We would have just immediately left after staying a night.
Well, technically, you could have stayed a week and still been able to make it.
Yeah, but still.
We can relax and breathe a little bit.
Man, check this out.
Yep, you got really lucky with the artifact being upgraded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before
Yeah,
we
tell
go-
me about it.
Before we go back to the house, do you think we can get rid of the wisp cores? Because I don't want to be carrying them around a while because I might crush them.
You know, you can go ahead.
If you'd like for me to go with her, I can.
Or, you know,
I would like for you all to go with her.
Yeah.
He gives you a very stern look, Keta.
Morrigan looks to both of Morrigan looks to both of Keta's parents and just like, I am sorry I failed in my temporary duty to keep constant vigil over her, and I apologize.
She's not dead, you didn't fail.
I was supposed to be watching her the whole time, though, so I feel like I failed at least a little bit.
Looks at Brimstone. He just looks at Brimstone.
She was with me.
Honestly, it happens a lot more often than you'd want it to.
Trust me, if I wanted an absolute vigil being kept over her, she'd be at home.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And Brimstone, I stand by what I said earlier. I owe you a drink.
Yes.
At least a drink.
Make that too.
Have a handful.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, yeah, why do I feel like at least all three of her guardians just stare at her?
Everybody but Failsy says yes.
You can be, Keta.
Keta said I'm not that much of a handful.
Yes.
I thought you said, am I that much of a handful?
Still, yes.
I'm learning how to defend myself.
You should probably go turn those cores then.
Yeah,
Right,
probably.
let's go do that.
Keta's just gonna hand off her cores to the others and just go, make sure I get a cut of the coin and stand with her parents.
Alright. So I guess you're heading back home to stating you're gonna stay with your parents, but it's probably just to check on Lee.
And probably talk with Madame Elway about what she may have figured out. You guys just get the 2 wisp cores that Keta had.
Notably, your parents didn't mention Elway at all when they were checking on Lee.
He's good at staying out of sight.
Just constantly behind your field of vision.
I just pictured she was like an octopus, just stick to the wall.
Becomes the ceiling.
Yeah.
Ah, the Tanuki technique.
Wouldn't surprise me.
So, your house then, so I guess the rest of you are going to head towards turning in the cores.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bell's got most of them.
Yep.
I can't remember
So-
how many we actually got.
In total, how many do you all have?
I know Failsy found the most of them. Morrigan and Dravince clonked heads with each other, finding one.
And Keta had 2.
Bell's list.
So at least 4.
I thought I wanted...
Bell's got 12 blue and 1 purple.
Yeah, I
Had
thought
one-
I wanted
one-
Jones.
Keta had 1 purple and 1 blue.
Bell's was the only one that got a good investigation score finding them.
And then Morrigan and Dravince clonked heads over a blue one.
Like I said, at least 4.
All right. So, say again what the total of that is.
16, I think. 3
Well,
plus.
the colors matter.
Oh, never mind.
15 blue, 1 purple.
Purple.
I thought it was at least
Like,
2
total.
purple.
Yeah, dude.
I thought there were more purples, like 3 purples or something.
I thought there was at least 2 purple.
Because Keta had 1 blue, 1 purple. You guys had 1 blue, and then...
Okay, so then 14 blue, 2 purple.
All right. That sounds about right.
Mm.
Because not many of the purple ones left.
At least
All right,
left a
then.
core behind.
Yeah.
Oh, it was middle of night. And they just dropped out of the sky.
All right. So if I remember rightly, it was 25 gold per core. But that was under the assumption that you'd only be bringing back blue cores.
Yay.
So essentially you get to the basically what is the quest outpost of the town, kind of an extension on the guild's crafting hall where Travince you went to previously to get your clothing. But basically it's an extension onto that sort of almost set up like a Roman market type area where it's just like the wide open market with all of the buildings set up around it.
Nice.
Oh, Morgan, I've got a great place to show you here.
Oh, that'll have to be after we're done with this.
Of course.
I also need to re-find the name of that location because I erased it to put it in one of my other notebooks and never wrote it down again.
I have it. I have it written down. The tailor?
Yep.
Gloomy Nights.
That's what I thought it was, but I was not sure. I make so many pun names.
Yeah, sounds weird.
And then you have the jeweler, which is just Gustav.
Yeah, Gustav's Jewelry Emporium. Alrighty then. So yeah, you go to the quest counter, which is... It's basically the bank of this area. Where people post quests on a basically large quest board. Like request board. Give me 1 second.
Either someone went into his room or Thursday showed back up.
Isn't it at this
Parents.
point Thursday the 3rd?
Possibly.
No, it's probably all the same night, but that's not what it was.
Ah, so someone came into the room then.
I gotta ask when I work tomorrow.
Ah, fair enough.
But yeah. It's essentially the bank of the area that has like the large commons request board, and you go in to be able to turn in and pick up the various rewards for completing your quest. So you bring in your flyer for the quest you completed and the actual items requested. And you said it was 15 of the blue ones?
14.
14 of the blue ones?
2 purples.
Alright, 14 of the blue. So the fairly old-looking gnome behind the counter just like looks at what you presented him with, pulls out a small jeweler's eye to check to make sure they are real. You do notice a bit of a glow around the jeweler's eye as it activates. Basically casting the identify spell for free, because it's fun. Ah, yes, I see. Quite a find. You all must have been...
Sorry, Ed, you're cutting out there.
It's all I can do.
Discord hates
Can you hear me now?
voices. Yes.
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, never mind.
What do you mean? Never mind, I'm not talking right now.
No, as soon as you started talking again, it started doing it again.
I'm filled with rage!
I mean, same.
Never-ending
I'm gonna-
rage.
I'm gonna draw and see if. And mean.
Oof, oof, oof.
Well, darn you, did.
I think it's more your internet connection than Discord.
The internet's being fine right now.
Oh, okay, there you are.
The internet's being fine right now. Discord's just throwing a hissy fit.
Okay, now you're better.
Alright, anyways.
After I threatened Discord
I
for too long.
what you've got here. Ooh, these look very good. You almost night.
Well, it was a busy night.
When I cut out for me.
Ooh, boop, 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 boop.
Not gonna get any better, guys.
Maybe if we all drop out, then drop back in, that might help.
It's probably.
Ugh.
Beepity boopity beep.
It's not gonna get better, guys.
Well, at least we tried something.
Eventually, it'll calm down and we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. He says that you found some good quality. And starts counting out coin for you all. So for the blue cores in total, that would be, I believe that would be 350 gold. And the purple cores have a bit more value. You also have considerably fewer of them. So for the 2 cores that you have of the purple ones, he gives you another.
So that's 350 for the blues and 100 for the purples.
Yeah, so 450 gold. Did you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yep. Just. Well, do we split this evenly amongst 4 of us, 5 of us?
I mean, I didn't really do anything for this, so
You deal with Keta, so I think you deserve a chair.
I would say probably the easiest way to be would be each of us who were actually there get 100 and then we give Brimstone the extra 50.
yeah, okay, that's fine.
That'd be the easiest way to do it.
Is everyone else in agreement?
Yeah. Brimstone, you're feeling still fairly heavy right now.
Oh, I wasn't tired.
I know, I said your pockets are feeling heavy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine.
Alright. So each member of the party, save for Brimstone, gets 100 gold, and Brimstone gets 50.
Yep.
Easiest 50 gold of your life, huh, Brimstone?
Yep.
Alright. But you're all able to get that handled fairly readily, and the little gnome man thanks you for your service and lets you on your way after giving you your gold.
Rude.
Because he
We interrupted the gnome's lunch. Thus the burp.
Yeah.
I didn't burp.
I heard somebody
Okay.
burp.
Someone burped. It wasn't me.
Mm.
It wasn't me this time.
Anyway.
It wasn't me, and it wasn't you. Who was it?
Who was Bob?
Anyway,
It was the ghost.
the ghost in the.
The ghost of Burp's past.
God, that'd be terrible.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Alright. Yeah, you guys are able to get back out of the bank, and you've got the run of the town yet again. If there's anywhere you go, it's certainly.
Morgan, there's a tailor here who does some really nice work. Would you care to check it out?
Oh. Well, I mean, I just bought clothes not too long ago, but alright.
Alright then. So, those two are heading off to Gloomy Nights. You guys have other things you'd like to do. Brimstone.
Nothing I can think of off the bat.
trying to remember, did Felzy ever try and discuss mana burn with the magic store that's here?
Did she discuss?
Like, did she ever try and discuss Lee's condition with the magic store owner, the knickknack store?
I did, but you also bought the wife box and haven't gone back yet. Because you bought the wife box
Got that's what it's called.
in pickpocket, and then you have not gone back.
I just couldn't remember if Felzy ever discussed it with her because she has some magical knowledge? Question mark.
You get the sense she probably has some. Got all of those items, and it's safe enough for her to keep.
I'm gonna go check out a magic shop so I can find something out.
Alright.
Alright, so Felzy's going to shop. Brimstone, what are you doing?
I guess I should probably supervise Failsafe so she doesn't do anything stupid.
Like,
So does that leave
Alright.
Keta alone?
She's with Lee.
Well, Keta
Yeah, Keta
is
went
at
back to the
the
house.
house.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
oh, that reminds me. Has Brimstone actually seen Felzy playing around with her puzzle box?
Probably. If he's seen it, he hasn't noted anything. So
He might be aware that he has not had any reason to question the weird box you've been carrying around
yeah,
now.
pretty much.
They can question it. You can certainly show it.
I was going to try and investigate a box while walking to the magic shop.
Alright.
Try and open the box.
That's a
sound.
Probably a baby.
Yeah, that's a kid next door.
Right. Go ahead and make an invest.
16.
16. And you were on 3. Hello?
Andy dropped out.
Oh, okay. That's what that was.
Failsy, did you hear what I asked?
Nope, because you roboted all over the place.
Well, it's not my fault. You're on success number
3.
Right.
Working on number 3.
You're working on number 3?
Yeah, I've got 2 successes.
Alright. Unfortunately, you don't seem to make any headway with a 16.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Yeah, Brimstone, you just see her messing around with this box that is like carved in like various different hardwood to depict several like intertwining winged lizards.
Okay. Do I even want to know?
Picked up at the magic shop. Apparently it was made by the Game Master. I still don't know how it opens though.
Yeah, at this point you've just started to get like latches to come free on it, but it's not even like anywhere close to budging open. But yeah. So, as two of you are heading to Gloomy Nights, 2 of you are heading to the mysterious unnamed magic shop and knickknack parlor. We're gonna cut back to Keta. So yeah.
Back to Keta?
Yep. So you go with your parents back to your home. Pretty much as they would be arriving to the bank to turn the mission, you have gotten back to your house. I'm guessing the first thing you do is go check on Lee?
Actually, I want to find Madame Elway first.
Alright.
In, like, the crevices of my room.
So you go into your room, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Alright. At first glance, you don't see Madame Elway. You do see Lee just still lying in your bed. Several candles have been lit around him. He's just breathing lightly.
I'm gonna start kind of picking up the carpet and all to see if that's where she's hiding.
What are you doing?
Ah!
She's just behind you.
You know...
I know a lot of things.
You are really good at hiding.
I have been monitoring him.
What has he been doing?
For a time in the night, he was not able to go to rest, but with a bit of aid, I was able to convince his body into sleep.
A particular reason why he couldn't go to sleep?
He was asleep, but he was restless. I simply helped him reach rest.
He hasn't woken up yet today?
No, he appeared to be very exhausted.
Is it okay if I touch him at least?
I'm not going to stop you.
So Keta's gonna kind of sit on the wherever available bed there is.
I mean, Lee's big, but he's not that big.
She's just kind of sit next to him and kind of run her fingers through his hair and just kind of check over him, make sure he's okay.
Yeah. He feels very sweaty. It's not that abnormal, but
I was gonna say more than normal sweaty.
make a medicine check to determine boyfriend's sweat level.
11.
Oh, wow.
I mean, Lee can sweat a lot. He's fairly sweaty right now. Maybe a little bit less than normal, but nothing that strikes you as out of the, like, super bizarre.
Is his color coming back? Because I know he was pale.
At the moment, he's still kind of pale, but it doesn't look like it's gotten any worse.
Holy. I wish I could find a way to make you feel better, but I think the only way that's going to make you feel better is if you go back to the ocean.
Well, there are ways.
Don't want to hurt him, though.
Well, it may not hurt him.
Don't want to be the reason he's sick. And if the reason that he's sick is that he's been away from the ocean too long, I'd rather have him be healthy and away from me than be here with me and sick.
The well,
with what you talked about before, with the whole intake thing, could that be part of the fact that he has magical abilities but doesn't use them often?
it is possible. If he were
So
a
he's not taking
sorcerer... Sorry.
I recognize some of his abilities he could do because they're similar to mine.
Yes. If he were a sorcerer, I'd assume that he's simply not being exposed to his natural element very often. But he does not strike me as a sorcerer.
The bard.
Perhaps. Though it may fall more to what he is than what he does.
I don't know what he is.
Well, he's an
Orcs
orc.
don't have. Are we sure? I mean, orcs don't have magic like he does. So, unless there's something you're not telling me.
There's a lot of things I don't tell Keta.
If it's gonna help at least shed some light on what's going on, it might be of use.
It is information that I'm afraid to share with you.
I mean, I've already had the past 2 days be kind of fucked up in my head. I think, at least as it's not earth-shattering, I can at least handle it.
She is going to incite you.
Cat is not trying to deceive.
You're being as honest as you can be, given the situation.
Yeah, she can obviously see that Keta's hands are kind of shaking a little bit as she's just kind of fussing over Lee at this point.
I believe Lee here might be one of my race.
Giovanni.
Yes. But even he himself has forgotten what he once was.
And it makes sense with this acclimation to water and all that.
Yes. There is an our race, though. We do not feed from food. We can intake sustenance in any way we desire, but it does very little to maintain our forms. We gain energy by the consumption of wild magic.
Do you think his form is deteriorating now that he hasn't taken in a lot of wild magic?
It's possible. I believe it was maintained before because your chaotic friend occasionally was hitting him with spells.
Oh, God. And now that she's not... Oh, God.
It is not just wild magic, though, Keta. We maintain ourselves through all forms of magic.
If he's not using magic, or he's not taking in magic, is that why he's getting sick?
Yes. I believe it's because he, as he should be, has forgotten what he is.
And from everything he's told me, a lot of his life was kind of... Essentially, something happened when he was out at sea, and then he got rescued by Gond.
Yes. I was privy for the conversation.
So
That is when I assume he first became Lavani.
he wasn't born as one, but made into one?
This is why I was asking that you not treat him poorly for this knowledge.
I still love him. Change who he is as a person.
The child that was Lee is likely dead. Remnants of his soul now trapped within that Lavani.
He's still Lee. At least to me.
Well, of course, you've never known a Lee other than him.
He is a Lavani or an orc. He's always treated me with kindness. And God. So, would maybe casting magic on him might help him a little bit? I mean, I'm not particularly like Failsy, but I'm still like her in a sense. I have wild nature in me.
It may do to aid him, but due to him no longer remembering what he actually is, he is actively denying the consumption of magic. So certain spells may not work on him even.
Not like your oh God. He's got to stay here. He can't come with us.
He may have to. There are places in this world where fonts of wild magic exist. We could travel to one, and through that we can reinvigorate him. Should you be willing to make such a journey?
For him, definitely.
Good. I'll keep watch over him. You should go find your friends. And I'd recommend not telling them what I have told you.
Just spend a little time with him.
That is fine. She'll sort of step out of view and disappear and leave you with Lee.
Keta's gonna kind of sing a little bit of music on her guitar for him before eventually just kind of cuddling up to his side.
He's breathing calmly. You don't know what Elway did to quiet his sleeping, but it seems to have worked.
And she just kind of says very quietly to him that she loves him. Before back out.
Okay. Meanwhile, in the less sad parts of the town... Yay! Who wants to go first? Clothes or magic?
Up to you guys.
I'm fine with waiting.
Oh. Failsy, do you want to wait, or do you want to go first?
I'm good with either.
Alright then, clothes first it is, because the only person that said anything was Mythosia. He said clothes first.
Well, good
Everyone
thing
else was indifferent.
good thing I had in mind what Morrigan would be after then at an actual tailor shop.
Alright then, so Morrigan. You are led to, unassuming, fairly colorful building on the outside. With all the only sort of signage on the front is a small sign hanging above the door that simply titles it Gloomy Nights Tailor.
You said it was fairly colorful on the outside?
Yeah, it's fairly colorful. Like what you'd expect like a suburban house to be painted like.
Oh goodness, my youngest sister would love this place. She loves color.
Don't judge just yet. Let's take a look on the inside.
Well, at least the outside would make her want to go in and have a gander. How's that?
That's fair.
And speaking of going in and having a gander, you open the front door. It is unlocked currently. You hear a small bell, and before you, you just see blackness.
Blinks a few times waiting for seeing if Devil's Sight kicks in.
No, it really is that black.
Devil's Sight does in fact kick in, though all it is showing you is a hallway that is still otherwise completely black. I'm talking like
Vanta Black.
Yeah.
Oh, they like to keep it dark in here.
Like
I'll give them that.
So, yeah, so black that you think you're just gonna fall. It takes magical darkness to see Vanta.
Yeah, so good thing she's got the Devil's Sight invocation.
Yep. So, whereas Jafinche, for you, it's kind of awkward walking through this entryway, though you've done it before. Morrigan, it's a little less awkward because you can still somewhat see the edges and out around you. This little entryway, though, is only 5 feet long, so you guys get through pretty fast. And then you are essentially in what almost looks to be decorated like a rather extravagant mansion.
Oh.
Which is bizarre because it's far larger than it is on the outside. This is like a little 10 by 10 hut on the outside, but this room is in 10 by 10.
Huh.
And you had to walk 5 feet inwards to even reach it.
Well, that's certainly interesting.
Yeah. Indeed, it...
Oh, hi.
You see a figure on this large staircase before you. Like, when I say it's decorated like a mansion, I mean like it's even got like the front entry, this entry parlor where it has the massive staircase that's leading up and curling off to both the left and right to upper balconies. And the thing down towards you is just a very elegantly dressed in a crinoline dress, drow woman.
Yes, hello, ma'am.
Hello. Ooh, a return visitor.
Hello again. Your product was so good I had to bring a friend.
I always enjoy receiving recommendations. So what are you after today? Turning to you, Morgan.
Well... Murugun would know the name of the god that is associated with her sword, correct? Like, she would actually know the name of Grima?
Over the course of the adventure thus far, that yes, but you were not familiar with it before.
Ah. So at least she would know the, colloquial term.
Yeah, you know that the god's name is Grima. And you've heard of various, like, terms for to as being things like and the faceless.
You're gonna have to repeat yourself because you roboted pretty hard just then.
I sigh at the heavens above.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. You know the god's name is Grima. It's referred to name as the faceless god of death and then the final judge. Being the two most common.
I'm afraid my, request is fairly simple but could be hard to fulfill.
Puzzling.
Do you have
Let's
anything...
hear it.
Oh, alright then. Do you have anything that might actually fit me, as she looks down at her chest, well aware of the busty problem?
This drow woman is actually fairly...
Oh, a busty drow, a rarity.
A busty drow, but looks old.
Yeah, so
old even by elf standards.
If she's been around the world, she knows how to accommodate.
Yeah.
Well, something that might fit me. That would be appropriate for someone who, in some capacity, serves the Faceless One.
An interesting request. But fairly easily fulfilled. Give me but a moment.
Alright. If color preferences would be taken into account, I do prefer to wear grey and black and red.
Well, you'll find yourself lucky then. For the god of death does enjoy the dark colors. Yeah, you see this drow woman snaps her fingers twice, and you start hearing like a rolling sound.
And here they go.
Yes. Before several metal bars just extend from the various walls around you, and much like a laundromat type system, you start just seeing rows upon rows of clothing go flying past you.
She can't help herself. She's the country hick, even though it's a different kind of country hick. She eeps and grabs onto Dravince's arm because she's freaked out. It's like, ah! Grabs Dravince's arm.
It startled me the first time too a bit.
Always funny to see the first reaction.
Sorry, I'm from an area where this is not very common.
Yes, it's called most of the rest of the world.
Just kind of gives him like a sour grape face.
Well, so you wish to display some devotion? Huh? This is correct?
Not in a shouting it out to the world way, if that makes any sense. But definitely, if someone knew what to look for, they'd know what they're saying.
Very well.
Some subtle symbology?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you see the various Rolodexing thing go through. In terms of clothing, typically longer cloaks and other such fashions are what may help you identify with the following of Grima.
Ah, you know the name. Sorry. It's been my experience that it's hard to find people who know his name. Or, well, are willing to say it.
Grima?
Yes.
It is not a death sentence.
There's some folks who act like it is to say it.
Many assume that simply because they are the god of death that they are a harbinger of such things. They're merely a collector.
More so for bringing forth death in a peaceful way.
Yes. But yeah. So she starts cycling through these various clothing racks. In terms of the actual outfit that would go underneath it, it's more up to you because aside from the color scheme, there's not many like associated outfits with the cult. Not cult. I was getting ready to say the cult of Magisteria, but that's not related at all.
Hell no!
With the following of Grima.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Yeah. It's because you say following and you're thinking about a religion, my brain immediately feels in cult.
There is a difference.
Especially when it's a god of death.
Yeah, there is a difference between those who follow a belief system and a cult.
Yeah. It's similar. Depends on intention.
The intention is just, being generally good.
Yeah. But so in terms of the outfit itself, you can more or less have that be anything you want to. The big association is that if you want to at least subtly identify with the following, typically long cloaks and or hooded robes.
Oh, shit. Ash?
What?
You know those hoodies I asked you for Christmas?
Maybe.
One similar to those, but predominantly black with red accents, maybe?
That could work.
Specifically the two that were alike to each other, but one was black and one was purple.
Alright. To be honest. I'll let you describe the outfit if you want to.
Okay, well, there was two different ones. I'll just...
Think about it for a second.
She's going for two different... The more modest and then the more kind is what she's going for.
Alright.
I'll just say what she's describing to the clerk, what she's looking for.
Right.
Out of character, just so it's quicker. The first one would just be a very simple black hooded cloak that's a little shorter in the front, but almost floor length in the back, considering that she is a 5'11" tall woman without the horns.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, if it would be possible, the kind of hood that would accommodate for horns.
It's easy enough to do. She has a lot of base outfits that she tailors to the person requesting them, is how it goes.
Yeah, so, like...
Little horn holes.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy
Whether
enough to do.
they be the kind that button around the horn or not, like the old Homestuck hoodies. Hey, it's a quick and easy way to do it.
I know.
But, like, that, like, just is completely modest, especially when worn with a pair of pants, because it is shorter in the front.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, mayhaps in silver or red, like, a very subtle symbology of Grima embroidered near the neckline.
Yeah.
That
Essentially,
would be...
the main symbology of Grima is the various phases of the moon.
Yeah, which fits with the pendant that she wears all the time, which was a gift from her middle sister.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's able to provide that. Essentially, the cloak that is shorter in the front than in the back, it more or less drapes down to just above ankle length in the back. And
Yeah.
if necessary, you can actually almost pull it around yourself should you want to be warm and or conceal yourself somehow.
Basically, pull it up and button it to a shoulder kind of thing.
Something like that. But around the actual neckline, at the very center of the neck, pretty much where it bends downward to make the sort of V of the hood, it has the full face of the moon, then basically going outward in a sort of trim around the hood itself is the various phases of the moon, cycling from the full moon towards your neck to the new moon just above your head.
So it goes around the hood that way.
Yep.
That's badass. Is it... Like, it doesn't matter what color it is, I just want to know for if I decide to draw this later. Is it silver or red?
The phases of the moon themselves are always depicted as silver. The outfit itself, she could have in either color for you, depending on what you would prefer, since she seems to have both.
Morrigan would rather get that one in black.
Alright, she could do that for you.
And then the other one, basically it's like a hoodie dress, but it's cold shoulder top and titty window, but with a hood.
She can respect a titty window.
And
The titty window.
I'm guessing you want that one in red.
yes, just like plain red, if any embellishment on it, just like, even if they don't do anything, just general symbols of protection embroidered in black, even if they don't actually do anything, just for aesthetic.
Yeah, you can get various symbols like that. Again, this is not a magic shop. She may have some magical clothing, but she does not... She herself is not a magic user in the most enchanting of senses.
She's pretty well looking for aesthetic with this one. It's purely just red, hooded, cold shoulder, titty window, short dress that she plans on wearing with pants.
Of course. She can provide that for you.
Yeah, just...
May take a little bit of tailoring to get exactly the way you want it, but she can provide it.
Yes, and Monogone has no problem with coming to pick it up later. If that would have to be the case.
It would either be that or you'd have to wait like 2 or 3 hours for her to do it.
And she'd be like, just... Actually, she would pull... I don't have a reference picture for it, but she'd be like some kind of runic thing that would be like her local island's version of Infernal. Just like a few runes. These are a few runes of protection my mother would always say to me if it'd be possible to embroider them onto the left arm of it.
I can do that for you.
In black. Just plain black. Nothing fancy, just plain black would be perfect.
That is easy enough. So are these 2 tops the only thing you were coming for today?
Yeah.
Very well. Unfortunately, all types of clothing from her are considered fancy.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to find the price for fancy clothing real quick.
Well, considering she just got 100 gold payday, Motogon is willing to pay, even if she has to ask if she can pay in installments.
I mean, it's not going to be that expensive.
Yeah, Da Vinci had basically a full tailored wardrobe, and that was like 15, 40, somewhere between 15 and 40 gold. Plus, he had a cloak.
Yeah. Yeah, because you had a full set of fancy clothing made, and one of the fancy clothing things actually had a piece of what is technically considered to be naturally magical clothing in it.
Right. Yes, the cloak had the fire silk for it to be naturally warm.
Yep. It's very nice. Checking the compendium for things I'm looking for. So for this, it's not technically a full suit of fine clothing. I'll say she'll give this to you for 7 gold.
Well, you do fine work. I've seen what my friend here's gotten, and she'll just give her the full 10 gold.
I very much appreciate it.
I'm one to appreciate fine work and craftsmanship, so I don't mind. I guess you could call it giving a tip for the rest of it.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. So she'll take the 2 pieces of clothing that you're having her work on, set them aside to be actually fully embroidered and fitted to your person. Then there's a really weird sensation that happens around you.
I imagine part of it, though, is just letting out the chest in some of these.
It's actually more bringing in the waist and everything because they're fitted very loosely to begin with.
Ah. Okay.
Yep. But yeah, you feel a like whooshing sensation all around you, and then you see a Claudier's measuring tape floating away from your body.
Honestly, not the weirdest thing I've experienced.
Well, I have to know your measurements to fit it to you.
Fair enough.
Nothing is more comfortable than properly fitted clothing.
Just thinks back to 1 or 2 sweaters that have been custom knit for her. Yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
Hear, hear.
And what about you? Do you have anything else you were interested in today?
I'm still very happy with what I got, and I'm certain I'll be back. Although, since you already have her measurements, do you have anything that would be preferable to wear during some nightly activities?
There's a slow look between you two. And then just the smile of an old, knowing woman.
Back if you would be so interested in stepping back with me. Assuming that you both agree to this.
Morrigan just kind of gives Dravinci a look. It's like, alright.
When she gives him the look, he just smirks back.
Alright, so you both follow. Do you both follow her back?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright then. Point. As you are shown many, many types of nightwear for many types of nighttime activities. We'll not go into details on that one.
Yeah, because streamed game.
Yep. And as much as I don't care, I don't want to get Danny's stream to, like,
I think we're
it.
pushing it with mentioning titty window hoodie dress.
No, this is Twitch.
Yeah, but I don't want to push it any further than titty window hoodie dress.
Fair enough. This is Twitch, where if you're careful enough and have a faithful subscriber, or
I'm not.
subscriber.
I am not even affiliate.
Anyway,
I mean, affiliate or not, that doesn't matter. Still, you all head back to look at the sexy outfits.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we cut back over to Brimmed Failsy.
Yep.
So you all were making your way towards the aforementioned unnamed magic shop.
Yep.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
also we have to wrap this up here soon because I don't want to go too late tonight. So yeah, we're gonna do this, and then this is gonna be our wrapping point.
Okay.
So it's a rather unassuming building from the outside, Brimstone. The most bizarre thing to it about you is the fact that you don't remember this building from any other time you've been in the Emerald Plateau. So that's weird. And also, it's set really far away from every other building on the plateau. Like, they're typically fairly grouped together, but this one is, like, tucked away and out of sight. So it's kind of thrown up some of your, like, well, this is gonna kill us alarms.
Yeah, just...
Failsy introduces a new unknown shop.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't even have a sign out front. It just exists. But there is an unmistakable smell of an antique shop. The smell of old paper and glass that's probably a little bit more dusty than it should be. It's a very unmistakable smell.
Just side-eye Failsy.
What?
How did you find this place?
I looked for it.
Actually, to be honest, Failsy, when you were looking for it, you just kind of got lost at one point and eventually found it.
I was looking for a place that sold books.
Yeah.
Huh.
Emerald Plateau, not exactly book retailers.
Yeah.
So yeah. Do y'all head inside?
Failsy does.
Brimstone has no reason not to.
Fair enough.
I guess.
Alright then. You head inside, and it is actually set up like you would expect an antique shop to be set up. Where there is essentially the front door, which there are glass windows on either side of it, but they're kind of packed with various materials that makes it where you can't really see inside the shop that well. But as soon as you go through the front door, there's a very small jingle of a few crystal ornaments that are hanging above the door. And then the first thing you see is that there are rows upon rows of various glass knickknacks stacked on counters and shelves, like right as you enter the door. Then off to the right, there appears to be a small section, well, not really that small, but a section of various books that you could peruse. And then there is the counter in the back of the room. The shop itself seems fairly small in size compared to how large the building is.
Huh.
But also from the outside, this almost just looks like a house that happens to have a storefront in it.
Yeah.
So what are you all looking around here for?
I've rightfully forgotten.
Well, you said you were gonna. You said you were gonna talk to the owner about Monoburn.
Ah, yes. Elsie's going to do her own little investigations into Lee's condition that
Gotcha.
she does not know about.
Lee's newly developed condition that there's more information of.
Yes.
But yeah,
But Felsie doesn't have it.
fair enough. So yeah, you go. Well, he actually remembers the fact that Failsy has one of the sending stones, whereas Keta has the other one. You can technically ask and see how Fails or how Lee is right now.
Could do a thing like that. Where's my stuff?
Well, Failsy's contemplating Brimstone. Is there anything you want to try to look around at?
Not really. More just following Failsy to make sure she doesn't do anything Failsy.
Make sure Failsy doesn't do Failsies? Okay.
Yeah, make sure Failsy doesn't come into Failsy, yes.
I want to combine the words Failsy and felony, but it doesn't want to do it in my brain. A Failsony?
Yeah.
Alright.
So I guess more or less just looking around at things while keeping an eye on Failsy.
Fair enough. I mean, pretty much everywhere in the store you could keep an eye on Failsy because it's a fairly open floor plan. Seems to be designed that way so people couldn't easily steal something.
Oh, yeah, so nobody... Okay, I got you.
Why did you make that sound?
It's just... The way you worded it, just... Yeah, it's this way so somebody could easily steal something. Wait, what?
Couldn't easily steal something.
Yeah, I misheard. That's why. I was like, oh, okay, I got you.
How many words do you get with sending?
25.
25. Use that spell so many times.
Though I think the sending stones might be a little bit more lenient in that I think I give them more than one charge a day.
I think you gave it back and forth today.
Yeah.
Did I give them 4?
You gave.
No, you
Where's
gave back and forth.
Oh, okay.
It's one has sending, one has one charge of sending, and then the other has the charge of sending to go back.
Okay. Yeah, so you could technically cast sending twice, but each stone can only cast it once.
So,
Rather than the standard sending stones that can only use it that can only cast sending once per pair.
Contact Keta.
By the point Failsy getting to the shop, you would have already completed your entire conversation with Elway.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10.
Counting it out.
It's important.
Oh, no, 100%. I did that every time I had to cast something with my cleric.
Okay.
If you could actually say it for rather than watching the stream.
Felsie sends sending to Keta. So, how's the orc boy doing? Still sick with mana burn?
Keta's gonna respond to this for what Madame Ellie told her.
Is she gonna just drop the secret like within seconds of
No.
Like, Madame is not even out of the room and she's telling?
There's one too. It's make sure that my streams are audio rather than, which may or may not be a good thing.
I mean, it can be helpful, yeah.
So for D&D at least, because most people who listen to D&D just...
Yeah.
If you're not involved in the game to listen to while you're doing something else.
Yeah, that's usually how I consume it when I have to.
I'm double checking now with my word count.
D?
Oh.
Fair enough. It doesn't seem...
Okay, so Keta's return message. I don't know if you can hear tone of voice or anything with this, but she sounds.
It said exactly as you say it when you send it.
Yep.
So Keta's message or response is, "Might have an answer. Just don't worry too much about it. Come home. Don't want to be alone."
You said you say that one more time, please.
Might have an answer. Just don't worry too much about it. Come home. Don't want to be alone.
I was just standing there wondering aloud, my home is in the desert.
Without an insight check, I will say you know what she means.
Oh, she means that house, her home.
Just without an insight check, you understand what she means.
Well, yeah, but still, it's kind of funny. I think that fails. He was like, "Wait, what? Oh."
Yep. Brimstone, you hear Failsy having that realization without the context for what was stated.
Just kind of look. Shakes head. Okay, whatever.
Well, I'm here already, so how do I get another box?
Yeah, so. What are you all doing then? Are y'all just gonna look and head out?
Yeah, probably.
Alright. If you all want to, you can both make an investigation shot.
Investigation.
Oh, we're doing investigation rolls.
I mean, at least I am. 21.
22.
There we go. Finally popped up on my end. Alright, so you both have fairly high investigation checks. Is there, in terms of a specific type of knickknack, is there any looking at? That could be where crystals, stuff.
Failsy would be looking for anything that kind of calls to a chaotic nature.
Alright, so instruments to mass destruction. Myth.
Brimstone would just more be looking around, kind of in general, for anything that would catch his eye. So anything that looks like it could be used as part of a gun.
Finds ancient cannon.
Finds another part of.
Finds an ancient nuke.
Yeah, right.
Alright, I'm gonna roll a couple of things here.
Fair enough.
Finds the Fallout equivalent of a
Wow, a dot
rocket launcher.
Roll 20 just got... Oh, okay. That's no digital dice can...
Oh, okay.
It the numbers on the screen.
Okay, let's see what happens if I just
Wait,
close this.
check. Not a D20 roll. All right then. Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Slightly now.
Hello? Can you?
A wee bit
You hear me now?
robot-y, but it's still understandable.
Yeah.
I just get
Discord exploded.
Yeah, it likes to do that.
Okay. So you both are looking around. Mythosia / Brimstone.
Yep.
You're looking for something that could be used as part of a gun.
Yeah.
Going to account for you looking around for just keeping an eye out around you, thinking like, what here remotely be used for? You're thinking maybe one of these pieces of crystal might be used, might be able to use a pin.
Yeah.
But you're not really sure what to are, and you don't. But then something catches your eye.
Uh-huh.
You just happen. Huh? What was that?
What?
Hello?
Hello?
Can y'all?
You are roboting something bad.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Grumble.
I'm
Yeah,
so
I
sorry,
better
everybody.
that.
We have tech live, everybody. Technical difficulties, gotta love them.
Yeah. Love.
I'm so sorry.
That's the word.
Grumble, rage, cannon, fire. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
It's better now than it was.
Again, I stay. It's better until it's better.
Yeah. For now, it's better, but we'll see.
Okay. Where did you lose?
Something catching my eye.
Well, something does catch. Though it's something you weren't really sure eye. You just happened to look over a lamp sitting in the corner of the room.
Okay.
Fixtures on weirdly like a revolver, like barrel, but the chamber, not the barrel.
Oh, like the cylinder.
Yeah, like what you put the
What you put the shooty bang bangs in? Gotcha.
well, it's called the
I-
chamber. Well, technically, right.
Yeah, chamber cylinder, same diff.
But you just happen to look over at a lamp and see, like, in the middle of the lamp, it has this like weird symbols a revolver.
Huh.
Is that any better?
I don't. Is it better? Can you hear me?
I can.
All right. So that's what you found this on Brimstone.
Okay.
Thalesy,
Yes.
you're looking around chaotic nature, and something does jump out at you. You see a made of more And
Something made of cubes?
Yeah, it's a cube made of smaller cubes. And the cubes are arranged in various different, but they don't line up at all.
I love recursive.
It's sort of like just silk shelf bookend. There's just something about it that's just like, no, I want that.
I don't know what it is, but I like what I see.
Yeah. When you pick it up, it's heavy too. It's made of metal.
Ooh.
Yeah. To give context, like each side is a 3 of colored squares, and it's a cube. Aside from the sounds of horses going, meow. Yeah, that's what both of you fought.
Huh.
You know, on the countertop.
Fozy takes her fine to the counter. So what is this?
Yeah. I mean, the actual proprietor is not, but if you ring, they'll come. Yeah, so I'm assuming you ring... Yeah, you ring the bell. You ring the bell, and the proprietor, for which you have met before, does arrive. Another tiefling woman. This one of a darker, almost almost like dark brown, black on black. Basically a dark skin tone. Very straight black hair. Too small. Just on. She just walks out. Yes. Oh, it's you. This is customers. Looks like you have found a bubble to force you find yourself infatuated with.
Yeah. I have no idea what it is, though.
And it's a children's toy mostly, though not one for the common child. You have to have some amount of intellect to be able to use them.
Is this like the puzzle box?
A little bit, though it is going to be considerably easier. It is called a projection cube. Essentially, if you can solve the puzzle on it, image or story for it to play for you. It is a simple little bubble. 5 gold if you would like it.
Alright, I'll take that.
Very well. She will take your 5 gold, and you have now retrieved yourself 1 projection cube. Basically, it takes a DC 15 investigation check to solve the cube. And when you do solve it, it will project a story. You're not sure if it will be short or long from the cube itself. You also not know what the story is.
Or
But that's half
in
the
a
fun.
language that you know.
It will be in a language that you know.
I figured. I mean, even if it wasn't, Failsy has the best chance.
Failsy can understand every language given enough time and magic.
That's true.
And any language she doesn't know, she has a spell for.
Yeah, I think that was part of the implication.
Yeah. And then this woman looks over to you, Brimstone. Did you have anything you were curious about?
Just kind of points at the lamp. Yeah, it's a weird fucking design, isn't it?
A bit. The person I bought it, the person who had sold it to me, said it was a home piece of art. Made of various pieces of scrap they had found.
Huh.
People like such artworks, though.
Kind of curious piece of scrap.
If you would like, if the lamp, it is priced at 25 gold pieces.
It's kind of the expression of just like, oh, okay.
Are you gonna buy that lamp?
I'd like to get a closer look at it first.
I mean, you could walk over to it and look and inspect it if you wanted to.
Yeah, that's what Brimstone would do.
Alright then. I mean, much as she just stated, it looks to be made of various bits of scrap.
Mm-hmm.
You're not sure what exactly they're from. It looks like parts of it are made of like dagger handles, and like some of the like actual arm bits that like hold the lampshade itself up appear to be made out of like small dagger blades. The base of the vase itself is just a vase. So it's just a standard lamp vase with this strange metal fixture on top of it to hold the lamp and light up. And otherwise, it is an oil-burning lamp.
Is it something you would like carry, or is it more something you would?
It's like a house fixture, or something you'd
Okay.
put in like a caravan.
Okay.
Yeah, but the fact that it's got that lamp shade over it implies that it's meant to be set down somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like a lantern, it's a lamp.
Okay. Kind of pick it up and look over it and just, I guess.
Alright, the oil that is in it comes with it. It should be enough for it to burn for at least 3 days. Assuming you snuff it during the day.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. So that will cost you 25 gold.
Yup. Yeah, best.
25 gold, a piece of modern art.
Yep.
Exactly what every D&D player wants in their inventory.
It's like, I guess it's a conversation piece.
You've seen weirder things in various military generals' houses.
Yeah.
Like that one person's house you went to that had just decorated one of their chairs in the skulls of people they had killed. I mean, what?
Oh, I forget what Redemption's dad's name is.
Wilton.
Yeah, Wilton.
Wilton Brimling.
Yeah.
I believe that's his puntastic name.
Yeah, I think so. Sounds right.
Alright.
Sorry, I was trying to find my microphone.
All good.
Oh, sorry, I don't think I caught your name last time I was here.
My name?
Yeah.
Hemia. You could just telling me your name as well.
I'm Failsy. Failsy's the modus.
Well, it is good to meet you, Fancy.
Out of curiosity, would you be of the magically inclined?
In ways, I suppose. Why do you ask?
Well, there's not a lot of help for magic in this town. I'm looking for answers on to a curious case of mana burn that one of my friends are suffering.
Mana burn can be quite a nasty thing to deal with. I have some potions that may be of aid in the back if you'd be so curious to procure one.
That would be helpful.
Very well. She will go to the back. Before she does, though, she'll turn back to you. These are rather expensive, though.
What kind of damage are we looking at?
One of them will run you... Well, it depends on the level of mana burn you're dealing with. Do you have any idea of what stage this person is in?
He's in his lethargic bed right now, isn't
You can make an Arcana check to try to determine, because mana burn comes in several stages.
Arcana. 17.
17? You know mana burn typically comes in 3 to 4 stages, depending on the person and their actual type of magic they use. It starts off with, essentially, drowsiness and tiredness. Then it moves to exhaustion and deterioration. Then they are bedridden, and the 4th stage is that either they can die. And recovery in of itself is a stage of mana burn because it drastically damages your ability to use magic in that time.
So, about stage 3 then.
Yeah, you would assume he's around stage 3. Maybe still in stage 2, but he's probably worth 3.
Between stages 2 to 3. He's currently on bed rest.
In stages 2 to 3, then that would require quite a bit of power to restore him to a healthier state. Probably would run you about, I would say, 350 gold pieces.
Bowser gives pleading eyes to Brimstone. It's like I don't suppose you have that.
Brimstone with the deep sigh.
I suppose I probably should, yeah.
You do have the coin?
Yeah.
You don't seem like the type of fellow to lie, so I'll trust you. Then she heads into the back room.
Oh, that'd be an unfortunate way to end the campaign. Fails, he attacks her, tries robbing an antique store, unleashes unholy hell.
Attempts to rob an antique store, discovers the fact that the antique store owner is ready to murder you. Be careful who you rob. Some of them are ready to kill.
Surprise Pikachu face.
I have no fear of making strong NPCs.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I'm not surprised.
Most of them would... most of them would never have a chance to fight, but if you fight them, you'll find out.
I have experience with the non-streamed at all Sunday game. I am well aware of this.
Yep. But yeah. So,
Or that was his other option, was to try and persuade her to bill the Keta's estate.
oh, it could have only gone well.
Yeah. Definitely.
Well, it's medicine for Keta's boyfriend.
Alright then. It's quite a few minutes later when she emerges from the back room with a small, looks like it's made of black glass vial. Probably no larger than your standard potion bottle. If you
Well, it's
have
not
him
hard
drink
to-
the...
So just drink the whole thing?
If he can stomach it in one setting, that would be for the best. Though many people cannot drink this material very quickly. You will have to at least drink it over the course of a single day.
Well, he's a big orc, so I could get it down his throat pretty easily, at least.
He has to keep it down.
Ah,
Yeah, that's the part. Okay. Yeah.
This is what I can offer, and if you can pay for it, it can be yours.
Yeah. Provide the coin.
You toss over the 350 gold. I don't know if it's gold or platinum, but either way.
Yeah. Probably being platinum, just be easier.
So, Felzy sees you hand over this much smaller than she expected bag for it to be 350 gold. Or just count out 30 platinum and 5 gold. Or 35 platinum, I'm dumb.
Yeah, I was like, was it 305 or 350?
I know how math good, yes. But anyways,
I know how word, yes.
yes. So yeah, you hand that over to her, and she gives you this black glass vial.
wow, working as Keta's guardian must pay a shitload.
Yeah, that's not where this money.
There's a lot of hazard pay involved.
Yeah, that's also fair.
It's all hazard pay.
Yeah.
Well, in that moment, I will bid you all adieu. She hands
Definitely
you
see
the
more.
lamp, hands you the cube, and hands you the vial.
I was just collecting cubes now.
All of the cubes and boxes, she's got them in a range of sizes. She's got a 1 foot by 1 foot cube, a box which is like 8 inches
turns
by
into-
6 inches, and then she's now got a cube which is 3 inches by 3 inches. All the cubes.
Just wait till she finds something approximating a bloody Pokeball. It'll be a cube.
I mean, the projection cube is about that size. All right. So yeah,
I mean,
do you guys make your way back towards the house now?
yeah.
Yeah, Keta was
At least
insistent that we
Brimstone
come
does.
home.
You all make your way back to the house.
Just sitting at the table drinking. At least something.
Morgan and Dravince, you all place your clothing order and know it will be either you can come pick it up or it can be delivered to you. She doesn't mind either way.
What would be the charge for the extra things?
I mean, if you're being delivered if something's being delivered to you in this town, she's not going to charge you for it.
I mean the things for going to the back room for.
The sexy clothes.
Well, I need to know how many and of what you're going to buy, and I need it in a...
At least one full set.
Okay. It is also technically considered fine clothing, so it would be 15 gold for a full set.
Alright, who would be paying for it?
Actually, it would probably be 20 gold because it's also fine undergarments, I'm assuming.
Okay, would Dravince be paying for that or Morrigan?
2 sets Da Vinci will be paying.
Okay.
So that's 40 gold in total.
Well, I already subtracted the 2 cloaks, more or less, from Morrigan's.
Yeah, this is a separate charge.
Okay.
Because it's 2 sets of fine undergarments, and as we all know, undergarments are considerably more expensive than overgarments.
Yeah, well, dependent upon the undergarment, it is more complicated to make. Says the person who actually legit watches a lot of historical clothing sewing videos. Hi, I'm a fan of Bernadette Banner.
I'm not a fan of Bernadette Banner, but I'm a fan of English heritage that also talks about a lot of fancy undergarments.
Very, very fair. Mrs. Crocombe videos are hilarious.
They are wonderful. A true gift upon this world.
And that's just food.
Yep. Any hoozle.
Sorry.
So, yeah. You're able to buy those. It's 40 gold out of Dravince's pockets, but they're very nice, and they can be delivered to you after she has properly form-fitted them to Morrigan's portions. They'll be arriving before the end of the day.
Sure, let's do that.
And you all get back to the house in fairly good time.
Morrigan would probably be wearing the more modest one of the two if it would be like a thing that could be done in-house. If not, she'd still be wearing the stuff she bought previously.
For that cloak, it would be something... that would be something that more or less doesn't even have to really be fitted to you. It just gets a sash tied around your waist to bring it in around the waist.
Okay, so then she'd be wearing the high-low cloak with the Grema sigil, more or less hooded garment with the sash to tie it in. Same pants as before, though.
Yeah. Alright. So yeah. You all come in to find Keta sitting in the living room enjoying herself. Or at least intaking of a beverage, even if she's not enjoying it.
Hi.
We're back.
What's wrong?
Thing.
Also, for some reason, Brimstone has a lamp.
Look,
That's something for another time. Keta, are you alright?
I'm fine. She says as she's pouring a bit of whiskey for herself.
Insight!
I don't even think you need to roll an insight check to determine that she's not fine.
yeah.
Not fine.
Keta, I just...
What happened?
What's wrong, girl?
All I need to know is, Failsy, what all do you know of the type of magic that you use?
Well, that's an odd question.
See, I know it sounds odd, but it's important for my studies.
Can Felsi the player hear us?
I can. I cut in and out. Yeah, I get the gist of what she was asking. Just wondering, does Felsi know accurately what her magic is?
You know that you are a sorcerer, so your magic comes to you naturally. And you know that you started being able to use your magic after the happenings of your youth. before the
Hi.
temple found and saved you. You don't know the exact nature of your magic, other than it seems to come from, according to the people of the temple, it comes from something rooted in your bloodline.
My magic specifically, I think it's rooted in my bloodline somewhere, and it might be tainted with with wild magic.
What do you know of wild magic then? You're the mage here. I'm not. And okay, breathe. You're fine. You're fine.
You're doing a lot of asking questions and not a lot of explaining.
Can I take an Arcana check to see if I actually know what she's asking for?
You can make an Arcana. You know what she's asking for, but make an Arcana check, and we'll see how much you know of it.
How much do I know?
You do know what wild magic is, but we'll see.
17.
It's the exact same roll you made before. You're thinking about it. You know wild magic is when sorcerers like yourself are born directly tied to the chaotic magic that dominates most of this world. And depending on the sorcerer, they either learn how to control it, or they don't. And depending on what they do with it, often leads them to either become and destroy themselves and everything around them, or it leads to them being able to actually manipulate the force of wild magic. You know for a fact that you have some ability to bend the force of wild magic because of the artifact you keep on your person. The pearls that you keep on your person.
Yeah. Wild magic... wild mages are generally those that are born kind of within the ley lines of the world and can either exert their own will on it or be carried away with it. Those that get carried away often self-destruct.
Oh, a stronger source of this magic would be on these ley lines.
Ley lines is...
Keta, what are you thinking?
All ley lines. Well,
Yeah.
generally
And-
speaking,
Yeah.
it's people that are born within the magic of the world.
Yeah. You also know that if anyone gets born on the wild continent, they're typically going to grow up to become a wild magic mage. You also know that if a ley line that is emerged to wild magic like appears anywhere on the main continents, it is destroyed. Or it is capped off. Because they are incredibly dangerous. And that's actually something that most of you would know about, because it's fairly common knowledge that wild magic pools or wells are, if you discover one, you have to report it to the government, more or less.
Yeah. I've been doing some looking over of my books and all of what might be able to help Lee, and either a strong source of magic, particularly wild magic, or the longest shot in fucking history of fought in Raynham. That might be one of the two options that... yeah.
Keta, you're not seriously thinking of going out trying to track down a font of wild magic, are you?
Yes, I am.
I may or may not know from experience, but if you're particularly infatuated with an individual, you'll do just about anything to help them.
Before you decide to go gallivanting off and potentially stupid things, though, I wholeheartedly agree that we should find the font of wild magic. That'd be awesome. Why don't you try this? And she hands Keta the vial of liquid mana.
You don't actually know what's in the vial.
I don't know what you call a mana potion in this world.
You still don't know what's in that vial.
Yeah.
Yeah, so essentially, it almost somewhat resembles a perfume bottle, where it's a bottle that has a lot of facets on it, but the glass of the bottle is pure black. And there is like a buzz in the air around it.
We picked this up from
maybe wake him up. If not, I'll have to pour it down his mouth.
He has
this was actually an important note for you, Failsy. Having this vial on your person is making the beads react.
So I can definitely tell it's wild magic in nature.
Yeah. There is something in there that is very chaotic in nature.
I'll go. I'll be right back. Okay. If you want, you can come upstairs. But
the instructions I was given is that he has to keep it down for it to work, and it should relieve the effects of mana burn.
I don't know if I can get him up or not. He might be too exhausted to drink it himself.
Yeah.
I'll go see.
If he can't keep it down in one go, then he has to at least get it down within the day. So probably better to just, bite the bullet and down the whole thing.
Are you meaning 24 hours or waking hours here?
Probably 24 hours. But Keta's gonna go upstairs and take the vial with her and check the shadows around her room to see if she sees a pair of blue eyes.
You don't. But if you start thinking about her, you do feel someone standing behind you.
Could you maybe help me wake them up? They got something that could happen. At least.
Hello? I'll be able to wake.
Thank you. Keta's gonna blow out the candles and kind of frustratingly I didn't sleepyhead. Well, I think it's more so afternoon. Gonna just kind of poke him lately. You get there?
I haven't slept that well in days.
Very comfy bed. It's a very comfy bed.
Yeah, it is actually quite comfortable.
So, they got you a little something that should help you with how you feel in bed.
All right then, I'm willing to try it.
So there's a caveat. You have to either get it down all in one go, and you have to keep it down, or you have to get it at least in you within the day. So you think you can handle something all in one go and keep it down?
I think I can try.
I'll be here to help at least, as much as I can.
Okay.
And
so do you hand? Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna hand him the bottle.
All right then. Well, it doesn't look too bad. It looks pretty small.
Don't know how it tastes.
Oh yeah, medicine.
Yeah.
Well, as they say, pinch the nose and it should go down easy.
I'll pinch your nose for you, but.
Oh. Okay.
Why are you picturing the whole hand holding the nose?
It's not far off. And she could pinch his nose with two
hands.
fingers.
It's just both of her hands pinching the nose closed. Go.
Alright then. He takes the cork off and starts to raise it to his lips. It just stops. Starts gyrating in place. He rolled.
What?
We couldn't even start. Okay. Psych myself up.
I'm gonna inspire him.
You inspire him to take his medicine.
Yeah, it's an inspiring kiss on the head.
Alright. Alright then. And a D6. Alright, your inspiration judge.
Hey!
He had advantage because you were helping him. He had advantage on the roll. Still didn't roll high enough because he doesn't actually have a super high Constitution score. Still, but rolled a 5 on the D6, so that pushed him just over the DC.
Hey!
Just like, okay, I can do this. He just opens his mouth as wide as it will go and just dumps the whole thing in his mouth. What can only be if anyone else is in the room right now, they can look. Keta, you also would see it.
Okay. What did I see?
He has his eyes closed really tight to try to ignore this as much as possible, but it looks like he's pouring a rainbow into his mouth.
Oh, okay.
Or more specifically, it looks like a liquid version of those motes of light you guys saw before.
Okay.
Did he just drink a wisp?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Not the wisp, like the motes of light you saw at the Zemotus temple.
That's odd.
Like the radiances.
Drinking pure concentrated blood.
Yep. So he downs it, he slugs it down, swallows, waits. You hear a rumbling sound.
Keta's like slightly stepping off so he doesn't puke on her.
Another rumbling sound.
I was getting ready to like mage hand his mouth closed.
It quiets, and you see color return to his features. Okay. I feel good. I feel good. I need to run. Get out of my way. And he just stands up and sprints out of the room.
Okay.
Bathroom!
Is he going to the bathroom?
No, he runs out of the house. And just runs.
Well, that's certainly an improvement. He's got his energy back.
Did I break
Here he goes.
Ah.
Shall we go after him?
I'll go.
He's out of sight. It was like watching a blur go past you.
I'll try to catch up with him.
Travince, don't wear yourself out, alright?
He'll probably find his way back.
You just hear go past the house.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
So he was technically only in where he was just starting to become exhausted. And you gave him the cure for up to stage 4.
Oh, fuck.
So we overdosed his mana.
Yeah.
Yeah, we overloaded it. Well, I mean...
It's not a... Well, it's not a bad thing because he was able to meet the Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
And also, this might have him be good for a while.
Yeah.
Keta watches running. She kind of looks at Freddy. You can't come with us to Palehaven.
I think that's a fair assessment.
Not unless he's
I
getting
agree.
more of a fight.
Or we find a stronger continual source of wild magic.
Filzy, make a history check with advantage.
10.
10 was the DC, because it was remembering something from your past. There's definitely a source of wild magic near Fellhaven.
It's funny you should say that.
And thinking about it is currently kind of making me freak out a little bit.
It's like, funny you should say that. I was just reading.
The 1,000-yard stare.
Why should I say that? Why is it funny I say that?
Well, there is wild magic font at Fellhaven.
Is it like a continual source that he can like hold on him, or?
Salesy, you would remember that is actually a well, which is considered to be the most dangerous type of wild magic sources.
Oh, it's not a bauble. It's more of the well switch.
Lord, gods above, we can't take him near a well. He might try to jump in it.
I mean, would that be a bad thing?
Maybe, maybe not, says Madame Elway.
Oh, hi!
Hello. It's like you guys were doing a group huddle. You guys were doing a group huddle while looking out the window at Lee, running in circles around the house, slowly making an indented ditch around the house.
You've been standing there the whole time, haven't you?
I'm always standing here.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
At least you were right with the suggestion of wild magic, Madame Elway.
I figured it would do him some good.
Huh. That's weird.
Well, Madame Elway is smart. She's lived a long life.
No,
There's time magic.
usually wild magic does bad things to me. No.
I've never had a bad thing happen to me with wild magic.
I mean, technically, I'm full
The
of
1,000-yard stare is still continuously present.
I'm technically full of wild magic.
Yeah, Brimstone just looks at Failsy. Looks away. No, he's not inciting you. He's just It's not that he's trying to see if you're lying or not. He just thinks you're lying.
Okay. I just thought I'd need to do it if anyone wanted insight.
Yeah, there's a difference between assuming someone is lying and seeing if they're lying.
No.
You have
Very
no
fair.
grounds for the assumption, but you still have it.
Yeah, because Brimstone is prejudiced against magic.
I mean, we have him up and at least color returned to his face, which is good.
He has completed his 30th lap.
That boy really can move.
Keta,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think would be best for him?
Gonna look at Madame Elway.
Well, if you are going to
do.
travel past a font of wild magic,
Could take him there and maybe bottle up some of the magic.
if you allow him to partake of it directly from a source, he should be well maintained for quite a long time.
Let it affect him in any way.
Alright, that doesn't sound like he's the same as me.
To give Madame Elway a look like, you know what I'm talking about.
Morgan very pointedly looks at Madame Elway.
Brimstone's expression is, the gears are turning, but they aren't connected.
He's not a warlock, is he?
She just gives you a slow tilt of the head. Like,
He's
why are
not-
you asking?
That boy could do Eldritch Blast. That's the thing only I can do that I've only seen people who've made deals with gods and devils can do.
And are you assuming that he's made a deal with a god or a devil?
I have a feeling there's more than just those like me who can do it.
Just poignantly looking out the window and away from everyone else.
Brimstone's just looking at Elway, but not.
I could very well be wrong.
Well, he is a bard, and bards often gain knowledge of magics they've never meant to.
I just think
There's certainly more than meets the eye to him.
Aye, that's true.
Just an orc. Keta says as she's staring out the window.
I can explain it to you all fairly simply. He is unfortunately of a sad affliction.
Oh?
It is referred to as black spot.
God damn it, Ash!
Can I roll an insight on Madame
No,
Ellen?
I just know outside of game what the fuck he's referring to.
I'm sorry. I mean, the name is referring to something. I don't remember if it's actually referring to a thing or not.
Muppet Treasure Island, my dude. Muppet Treasure
I've never
Island.
seen that.
God damn it!
I don't like the Muppets. I've explained this.
Ah!
Ow. Can we not do this?
I find puppet.
We're running late as is. Let's keep things going.
This.
Yeah, I got things to do after
Yeah.
this is over.
Yeah. Anyways, it's an affliction simply known as the black. It can damage someone maintain system.
You roboted majorly, I'm sorry.
He just said it's the black. It's an affliction known as the black spot.
Okay.
And it damages you to keep mana in there. He might have to intake to maintain.
So like, it's like somebody shot him in his magic and he's bleeding out magic blood. Okay.
Da Vinci's inciting him because just something doesn't add up in his head.
Same.
Brimstone just accepts it. Okay.
I'll make a deception for railway.
Okay, should we go ahead and do insight or...
Oh.
Elway?
You don't need.
Like just the nodding of
You
yes.
don't need to.
Did Madame Elway get a natural one?
No, she rolled a natural 20.
Fuck!
Yeah, I'm sure she's got a good deception.
Can we at least see how well we do in trying to filter out the
Yes.
bullshit?
Yeah.
16 from Moragon.
Yeah.
Sam didn't have
12.
and then
Yeah, and Brimstone's not even trying to... Okay.
Brimstone just accepts.
It's magic.
Those-
Brimstone stopped tuning in about 5 minutes ago.
Yep.
This discussion didn't even start 5 minutes ago.
To all of you, Elway has not steered you wrong with any misinformation so far. Why would she lie now?
I think Feathers was just inciting to find
Then-
all this.
How are you getting him to a font of magic like that? How would that cure
Does
him?
it put the magic blood back in?
Or so a band-aid.
What?
One, it could
Might
either
well.
so overfill him with magic that it would take a very long time for it to run out, or a sufficient enough source of magic might allow his body to repair itself.
I don't know how I feel about this, but Madame Elway's not led us astray thus far, so I think we should trust her.
To message Madame Elway
Did I break him?
something.
Yeah, you can message Madame Elway. Just start doing hand signs out the window while talking in someone else's brain.
She's kind of like leaning out the window for that. Like her hands are kind of out the window. And she's gonna ask, well, like any signs of him, you know, being different may come out as a very strong source of wild magic.
You just receive quickly back. It shouldn't.
Shouldn't?
It shouldn't.
Okay. Okay.
You also then receive a message. As long as he does not go near anything that cancels out magic, then he should remain in that form.
Okay, so as long as he doesn't go near, this is basically as long as he doesn't go near like someone like Tutilla, he should be fine.
Or if he doesn't go into an anti-magic field or anything like that.
Okay, because that's gonna be awkward.
Yep. Alright.
Oh, did Fancy break? Lee?
No.
Fancy has both shot Lee and been a magic cancelling out zone.
No, you get the sense that, at least from what Ellie said, this is all of his life, but maybe up until now, he's had so much exposure to other magical people. Being on a ship that's literally designed to build magic, that maybe it hasn't been an issue until now.
Okay, so it's not throwing back in the ocean, it's throwing back onto the castaway.
Yeah, you get that sense at least.
I think we might be at a natural ending point.
Yeah. We'll end tonight as you guys make yourselves ready for the rest of this day. And on that note, chill, motherfuckers!
Andy, go!
Hi! Hello, give me 1 second, because I was in the middle of grabbing links. But you saw me tonight as the sad bard who has a lot of shit to deal with. Including her boyfriend being...
Something.
Sea monster?
Baby sea monster.
Baby sea monster! Sundays, you can find me at twitch.tv/TheVariantCitizen, where I play Aaron, well, more so, Desire, the tiefling blood hunter, who currently is in a woods with the banshee, maybe nearby. Fun. Also, chilling my good friend, it's me, Timothy. He is a Dead by Daylight streamer mostly. He's very funny, very chill. He doesn't really have a set schedule when he streams, but you'll usually just have a notification pop up. He's very fun to just kind of talk to. But those are the links. And yeah, that is me.
Alright, anyone else have to shield?
I like to go last. If anybody else would like to go next, go for it.
I have no shilling.
I've got nothing. And Myth had to head off. So that just leaves you.
Fuck. Okay. Okay, so next week we may or may not have a session because on Tuesday I'm going in to have 2 wisdom teeth removed. I have to do it in stages on account of dental insurance and lack of payment ability. I know it's fucked up, but hey, it's working for me. I'm getting the fuckers out of my mouth. So next Tuesday, I go in to get 2 more of the wisdom teeth removed, and these are the kind that can be I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I fucked up and I had a whiskey and coke during session.
Don't beat yourself up about it.
I thought I was okay. Okay, it's just whiskey sneaks up on me.
Just end the stream. Let's all say goodbye, everybody.
Anyway. There may or may not be a session next week because I might be in bad dental pain. Depends on how well I can manage myself on ibuprofen. Regardless, we're going to try to have session next week at normal time, and if not, we may or may not have a Cards Against Humanity stream at the same time as we normally do the D&D.
as the DM, because I need some time to write for crap going forward, I'm gonna preemptively state if anything, we're gonna have cards.
Okay, fair enough. So if all else fails, next week there will be a Cards Against Humanity stream.
Yeah, because I get the feeling you guys have 3 major options of things you can do going forward, and I need to write for all of them.
This is fair. This is fair. We do have to accommodate for the DM. Sorry if y'all heard that I was extinguishing a candle.
That's how it do.
Okay, well, with that then, shall we all say goodnight?
Night.
Good night!
Good night, everybody. We'll hopefully see y'all next week. If not, we'll see y'all week after next. Goodbye!
Bye.